please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Tierra Malcolm. Spell it?
Yes, please.
Tierra Malcolm Malcolm.
Great, thank you. You may take a seat. Please watch your step.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Malcolm. My name is Peter Anderson, and we just have a few questions. I'll try and make it as quick as possible. Where were you working in February of 2018?
Women's care, OB-GYN doctor's office.
Thank you. And do you recall an encounter between Cardi B and the woman to my left?
Yes.
Okay. What was your position at the doctor's office in February 2018?
A receptionist, front office.
Okay. And did Cardi B have an appointment that day?
Yes.
Was it a Saturday?
Yes.
Was there, to your knowledge, were there any other offices that were open that day?
No.
Okay. And do you remember the time of the appointment?
It was the end of, we purposely closed, so we had early day, maybe between 12 and 1, I'm assuming.
Okay. And what do you mean by purposefully closed?
For Cardi B. We didn't want anyone there.
To maintain privacy?
Yes.
Okay. So, to your knowledge, how did you learn that there was an encounter between the two?
Well, I was waiting for Cardi B's arrival, and I heard commotion out in the hallway, and there was a door to exit right where I was sitting. So I opened the door and I looked, and I heard and saw the commotion, and that's how I learned that something was going on outside.
Could you please describe for the jury what you heard and saw when you opened the door?
I saw them in the corner, Cardi B's back to the wall, and just a lot of arguing and, just confrontation.
Okay. Do you recall anything that plaintiff, Ms. Ellis, said?
It was just very argumentative as far as, cursing and, just be this, be that. I don't know if I can curse, but.
So we've heard just about everything so far. So
It's been one of those trials.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I immediately walked over there and got in between them and was like, whoa, my thing was I'm at work, so the first thing that really came out of my mouth is to Miss Ellis, just as far as, what are you doing? You're at work, go back to your post. And then I don't know how long it was, but I couldn't get her. I just wanted everything to go away. I just was trying to calm everything down, take Cardi B into the office, and I was trying to go. It was my sister's baby shower, so I was trying to get out of there. But that wasn't on my mind then. But just to calm the situation down and to get her into the office.
How did Ms. Ellis respond?
I don't even know if she heard what I asked, because it was just more of just being upset and, no, I'm not going to do that, and just, them still exchanging words even with me in between.
Yeah. Was Ms. Ellis yelling at Cardi B?
It was pretty loud for me to hear. It was still the same volume from when I can hear them while I was in the office down the hall. So I would say so.
Was Ms. Ellis cursing at Cardi B?
There was definitely curse words, yes, on her end.
When you were there, did Ms. Ellis attempt to strike Cardi B?
There was hands going while I was in the middle. I know no one landed, or I was you know, I didn't even realize, I guess because my adrenaline, that I had a mark on my forehead. So besides me getting a scratch, nobody, as far as them two,
Yeah.
hit each other.
Who scratched you?
Based off of, like I said, I didn't know that I even got scratched until I went into the office, and the nurse was like, "Tiara, your forehead." But I can only assume Cardi B was behind me, because that was my main concern.
Objection calls for speculation.
Over.
So Cardi B was behind you, and you were facing who?
I was facing Miss Ellis.
And you got hit on your forehead and
Or
didn't even
it was
realize
like
it at
a
that
scratch.
point.
Yeah,
So
blood.
Just let him finish the question.
Oh,
I'll
sorry.
before you respond.
Sorry.
And so you got hit, you were facing Miss Ellis, and she was swinging away?
I can say there was definitely, you know, people talk and like this type of action going on.
Right.
Yeah.
And you were hit on your forehead,
Yeah, like-
which was facing Miss Ellis, correct?
Yes.
What happened next?
After, you know, just going back and forth, Dr. Finke came out. Once he came out, I believe after that, I don't even really remember what was said, but I know I continued to take Cardi B into the office, to her exam room, and then I went back to the front.
Okay. Did you witness Dr. Finke try to get Miss Ellis to leave the hallway?
Yes, that's what kind of, since he came out and he was talking to her, that's what kind of distracted or, you know, gave us the opportunity to just go into the office.
Okay. And do you recall anything that he said to her?
I think he was on the same temperature as me. Just, you're at work. Why are you up here? Go back, you know, downstairs. And what are you doing? Type of energy.
Okay. And so you turned around and escorted Cardi B into the doctor's office?
Yes, I followed behind her to go to the exam room.
When you were face to face with Miss Ellis, I take it you could see her face?
Yes.
Did you see any scratches on her face?
No.
Did you see any cuts on her face?
No.
Did you see any blood on her face?
No.
Did you see any injury at all on her face?
No.
Did you see any spit or spittle on her face?
No.
Did anyone spit in that encounter?
Objection calls for speculation.
While you were there, man.
While I was there, no.
Did you hear Miss Ellis yell at Cardi B, and excuse my language, "I will fuck your shit up"?
Something, you know, yeah, something along those words.
At any point in time in that confrontation, did Cardi B hit Miss Ellis?
No.
At any point in that confrontation, did Cardi B cut Miss Ellis with Cardi's fingernails
Objection calls for speculation.
while you were there?
Over.
No.
Did you hear Cardi B use the N-word, excuse me, I apologize. Yeah, no, did you hear Cardi B use the N-word? You know what I mean by the N-word?
Yeah. No.
After this encounter and Cardi B had gotten into the doctor's office, at any point after that, did you talk to the building management about what had happened?
Yes. That was a Saturday. So Monday, my supervisor and Dr. Finke wanted to make a report since there was an incident, and, you know, the importance of making sure our patients, you know, their privacy isn't compromised. So yeah, they asked me to go downstairs with them, or with my supervisor, and make a report.
After this incident, did plaintiff call you? Miss Ellis call you?
It was, yes, there was a call transferred to my line. It was her on the other end of the call.
How long after the incident? How long after February 24 of 2018?
Maybe, I can't recall exactly, but at least within, I don't know, 3 months. It wasn't right after, but it wasn't too long after.
Can you tell us what the sum and substance of that conversation was?
Just kind of upset about what happened. She got fired. She couldn't believe that happened and wanted, I guess, to see if I can assist in any way since I was there. I pretty much replied as respectful as I could and just said, this is my place of work and I really can't have anything to do with this.
And was there any other thoughts that you had when she told you, did she tell you she was planning on suing Cardi B?
I don't remember word for word, but based off of our conversation, I assumed that was probably going to be one of her steps. But in my mind, I just was kind of shocked that she was calling based off of what took place. I figured, she was at fault, so that was surprising that she would call me.
Okay. Thank you. Those are all the questions I have for you.
All right. Consultation?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you all for coming back. Good morning,
Good morning.
Ms. Tiara Malcolm. When Miss Emani Ellis called you several months later and asked you to help her, what is the reason that you chose not to do so?
Well, main reason, I didn't feel like she was in the right. I felt like based off of her position, working at the office, everything was handled unprofessionally, and going back and forth. No, she didn't work at our office, but clearly Cardi B was a patient going, she had a purpose at that building where she worked at. So I didn't feel, I don't know what I would help her with. I don't think if I told my truth it would help her. So.
Were you aware that Miss Ellis was a security guard at your building?
Yes.
Do you understand that the security guard is supposed to go from floor to floor to make sure everything is safe? Are you aware of that?
I don't know the rules.
I'm sorry, what was your objection?
Irrelevant.
Assisting.
Had you ever seen Miss Ellis on other days aside from the date of the incident? And I will represent to you the date of the incident for purposes of all my questions will be February 24th of 2018.
I believe that was the first day I seen her there.
Okay. When you saw her, when you got to work, did you see her anywhere in the building?
No.
What time did you get to work?
On a Saturday, maybe around 8.
8 a.m.? Okay. And had you ever spoken to Miss Ellis before the date of the incident?
No.
Is there any reason why, when you would go to work at the 8920 building, Wilshire Boulevard building, for how long had you been working there before the date of the incident?
For about 7 years, just about.
And during those 7 years, did you see other security guards in the building?
Actually, relevant.
Assisting.
And when Miss Ellis's attorneys asked you to cooperate and sign a declaration, did you do that?
A form.
Not a form. Did you ever sign a declaration under penalty of perjury on August 26, 2025, which would be yesterday?
A declaration. Sorry, I'm not.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Sure.
Relevant, Your Honor?
Assisting.
Did you give permission to the other side to sign a declaration under penalty of perjury in this case?
Oh, from,
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Have you ever signed any document related to this incident?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevant.
Sustained.
Did you make any type of formal complaint to the building about this incident?
I'm making this as formal.
Overruled.
when my supervisor wanted to make a complaint, since I was there, yeah, that's when I went downstairs with my supervisor.
And who did you make a complaint to?
Douglas Emmett, the property management management that managed the building.
Okay. And what was your complaint? What did you say?
They just wanted me to tell them what happened and the concern of the privacy of for our patients.
Are you a Cardi B fan?
I know her music. I guess I listen to her music. I listen to hip hop.
Okay. And you like her music, right?
Objection, relevance.
Overruled.
Yes?
Yeah, she's
Have you-
talented.
All right. Have you ever gone to any of her concerts?
No.
Have you ever, well, I withdraw that. Okay. And for purposes of the visit on Saturday, the doctor's office decided to close to give her a special appearance to see the doctor, correct?
Objection. I manage it.
I withdraw the question. When Cardi B came to the office, the purpose of her coming to your office was to see Dr. Fininky for medical care, correct?
Yes.
When you went outside into the hallway, the confrontation that you testified about was already occurring before you got there, correct?
Yes, that's what made me go outside.
All right. Do you know for about how long this confrontation was going on before you made your way outside?
I was sitting there waiting, so as soon as I heard the noise, it wasn't that seconds after was when I heard it, so I don't think it was going on that long.
Okay. Did Cardi B, while you were there, in any way touch Miss Ellis?
No.
Did Miss Ellis in any way touch Cardi B while you were there?
No.
When you got there, were they chest to chest? Were they touching chest to chest?
I couldn't really see Cardi B because she was kind of cornered with her back against the wall. I really just saw Miss Ellis in front of her, and that's what made me rush and get in between them.
Okay. And when you say you saw her back against the wall, how are you able to see her back from where you were standing?
Objection, this characterizes.
Were you assuming that, I withdraw the question, were you assuming that Cardi B's back was up against the wall when you saw that?
No, I'm not assuming. I could see it because I literally looked down the hall when I opened the door.
And was Cardi B's back actually touching the wall or was close to the wall?
I don't know if it was touching her. It was close. So I didn't.
And you know that this incident happened 7.5 years ago, correct?
Yes,
And
that's
you
why I
remember all
don't
these.
remember if her back was touching or
Right.
inches away. But
Yeah.
I know it was very close to the wall.
Right. And it was a very long time ago. So, how did you remember all these details? Did you write them down somewhere? Did you record it, or is this just off of memory from 7.5 years ago?
I just remember. There's certain things I remember when I was 4. I just remember because it was a confrontation, and I was sitting there ready to go because I had to drive all the way to Tarzana, and it was a story that I had to my sister coming back, like, you can't believe why I was late, type of story.
Right.
So,
And your purpose of coming here is to help Cardi B or help Miss Ellis?
my purpose is to tell the truth.
Of course.
That's my purpose.
And when Miss Ellis or her attorney tried to reach out to you, you refused to speak with them, correct? But when Cardi B's attorneys spoke to you and reached out to you, you talked to them immediately and you signed a declaration for them on the spot, correct?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
When you were there, and you got in between the two of them. I want you to think of it like a hamburger bun. You're the hamburger, and the two of them are the buns. How did you get in between them? Did you physically push them apart? Did they magically back up from one another? How did you get in between them? How?
Just like you said, it was 7 years ago. So I'm walking upset because of what I'm seeing,
Right.
and that's just how I am when I see I mean, it's not like I see it all the time, but seeing what was going on, I just immediately, that's just what I did. I didn't really think about, I didn't really have a plan. That's just what I did to try to calm it down.
Okay. And Miss Ellis, who's sitting to my left, you heard her cursing at Cardi B on the date of the incident?
Yes.
You actually heard profanity.
I actually heard profanity.
Many different ones.
Yes.
How do you know it wasn't Cardi B that was using the profanity?
They have two different voices.
Okay. Was Cardi B using any profanities on the date of the incident?
Yes, she was upset.
Did she use profanities?
Profanity, yes.
F word.
Curse words.
Bitch, F you, all that, correct?
Yes.
And you don't really know what happened before you got there, correct? You have no way of knowing.
I wasn't there before I got there.
So if there was any physical contact, whether it was spitting, scratching, or cutting someone's face, you wouldn't know that because you weren't there during that time period before you got there, correct? Do you understand my question? Let me withdraw it. In the let's just call it the 40 to 50 seconds while there was a confrontation. I'll give you that estimated time. During the 40 to 50 minutes of seconds when they had their confrontation, you would have no way of knowing what happened during that duration of time because you weren't there. Is that fair?
Yeah, I wasn't there. I only heard.
No, anything could have happened, right?
Objection, false speculation.
Correct?
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Emani Ellis could have hit Cardi
Okay,
B.
counsel, she wasn't there.
Okay,
so-
I withdraw it. When you saw Cardi B that day, you spent time with her, right? In your medical office, correct?
Not a lot of time, but I spent the time from taking her to her exam room, making sure she was okay, and once the last patient was checked in, I was out of there.
Okay. And how long did you spend with her?
Not that long, maybe a minute, if that.
When the patient
You
went
mean
into-
when we went into the, just to make sure you're saying,
No.
when we went into the office, how long did I spend with her? Yeah, maybe,
15 minutes, half an hour?
no. I was still ready to go. Maybe a minute.
Did you notice that she was wearing, do you notice that she had fingernails? Did you look at her fingernails?
I don't remember that.
Did you notice that Cardi B had long fingernails on the date of the incident?
Objection, mischaracterizes the evidence and argumentative.
Sustained.
Did you see the size of Cardi B's fingernails on the date of the incident?
I don't remember her having or seeing her nails.
And have you ever seen her before? Does she wear long fingernails?
I don't know what she wears.
On the date of the incident, would you agree that because you did not look at her fingernails, you have no idea as to how long the fingernails were on the date of the incident?
Objection,
True?
calls for speculation, lies no appreciation.
Sustained.
When you said that you saw arms flying, you also testified a moment ago that you weren't sure whose arms were flying, correct?
Mischaracterized testimony.
Overruled.
I believe I stated I was facing Miss Ellis. So Cardi B was behind me.
Right.
So I could only see the arms that were flying in front of me. I can't recall. She was behind me, so
Right.
I think I would have felt something behind me.
Okay. So if Cardi B had taken a swing, you would not be able to see that.
Most likely I would. Oh, sorry.
See, I'm not talking about feeling. Would you agree that because Cardi B was behind you, if she took a swing without touching your body, you would not be able to see that? True?
Mischaracterizes the testimony and is compulsory speculation.
Overruled.
I didn't see her hands flying on the side of me.
I understand that. But
Yeah.
again, I would like to know the answer to this question.
What was your question? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Of course. So the question is, because you were facing Emani Ellis, you have no idea what Cardi B was doing at that moment, right?
Objection.
So if Cardi B was,
She was pretty much like the back of this chair. That's how close she was to me.
I understand.
So I didn't feel anything or see any hands come from behind me.
understood. But if Cardi B took a swing, because you were not facing her and you were focusing on Emani Ellis, and you don't have eyes in the
No,
back
I
of your
didn't see
head,
her hands.
you would not be able to know what she was doing.
Right.
So if she took a swing, you wouldn't be able to know. Fair?
Okay, yeah. I see.
As far as the, what would you characterize the injury to your forehead?
A cut. I was just bleeding a little bit.
It was bleeding.
Yes.
Okay. How did that cut get there? I withdraw the question. Did that scratch or cut or anything get there at the time of this incident?
Yes, it definitely wasn't there before I went outside.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to get into this. There's only three options, and you could add more if you want, but I'm going to give you three. The cut came from you, the cut came from Ellis, or the cut came from Cardi B. Or make up your own. Where did the cut come from? And if you don't know, you can say, I don't know. Do you know?
It definitely didn't come from me.
Okay, so that's out. You got two more.
And
Ellis and Cardi B. Or
Cardi
your own.
was behind me, so the only assumption that I had was it was from Miss Ellis because she was facing me.
Okay. But did you ever see Miss Ellis take her fingers or her hand or any other object and cause damage to your head? Did you ever see that?
I seen hands trying to reach over me, so like I said, the adrenaline and everything was going so fast. But being that she was in front of me and hands were going like this, that's the only realistic assumption I can have, is that that's why I got cut.
Okay. But you're assuming, correct?
Objection.
I think you're asking her to assume, counsel.
Are you assuming?
Your Honor, objection.
Yeah, why don't we move on?
How do you know that Cardi B's fingernail didn't cut your forehead?
Objection, Your Honor. Asked and answered.
Sistine.
She was behind
You
me.
don't need to answer.
Oh, sorry.
Did Dr. Finke see the cut to your forehead?
I believe so. His nurse is the one who pointed it out.
Did you receive any medical treatment for that cut?
No. I just put some alcohol, alcohol
All right. So
swab.
you agree that something physical happened when the three of you were there because you got cut to your face. Is that fair? Something physical happened.
Objection. Relevance.
Overruled.
If I got cut, I guess so. I don't.
Okay. So would you agree that there was a physical fight?
No.
So you just got cut from the air?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sistine.
Did Miss Emani Ellis have any fingernails?
I don't remember if she had fingernails.
Was Emani Ellis angry at the time of the incident?
Yes.
Was Cardi B angry at the time of the incident?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sistine.
And back to the hamburger question, did you at any point use your hands to separate the two of them, Emani Ellis and Cardi B?
No.
So did you just squeeze yourself in? How did you get in there?
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Sistine.
When you had the conversation with Miss Ellis on the phone, did you actually speak with her?
Yes.
You
On the
didn't?
phone. Yes.
Yeah. And let me ask you, when you were on the telephone, did she tell you anything, Miss Ellis, when she was talking to you that day?
From what I can remember, just being upset about what happened, her no longer being employed there, and I don't remember the word for word.
Okay. So she, Miss Ellis, was basically asking you to assist her in some way to be her witness, correct? That was the purpose of the call?
Objection, calls for speculation. Purpose.
Did Miss Ellis's attorney contact you?
I don't remember that.
Did Miss Ellis ever come inside your office at any time between the date of the incident and today?
Objection, relevant.
Sustained.
Do you know if Miss Ellis spoke with Dr. Fininky at any point?
Objection, relevant.
Sustained.
As far as your background, do you have any professional degrees?
I got my AA at West LA College. I'm a real estate agent. That's about it.
Good. And have you ever been convicted of a felony?
No.
And aside from Dr. Fininky's office, were you working other places during that time period? Or was that your main job?
That was my main job.
And at this time, you no longer work there, correct?
No.
And on the date of the incident, because Cardi B was your patient, you felt that it was necessary to go outside to bring her inside to help her get inside for the medical appointment, correct?
Objection, relevant. Ask and answer.
Sustained.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
All right, Juror.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, any questions from the jury? Oh, you have one? Okay, great. All right, I think these questions are appropriate. Ma'am, when you did you actually close your office to maintain privacy for Cardi B?
Yes.
And when you do that, was it your custom and practice to also notify the building security?
I honestly don't know if that was done or not.
Did you normally do that, or were you?
That wasn't my task. No.
Okay. Do you recall the N-word coming out of Cardi B's mouth?
No.
Can you describe Cardi B's emotional state during and after the incident?
Upset, emotional, worried about the reason why she was there. I don't know if
Okay.
I'm sure. But
You don't know the details?
No, I don't know if
Oh, in terms of the medical issues? I mean, it's
Yeah.
testimony is that she was there for a pregnancy checkup.
Yeah, so just concerned about that and being upset
Okay.
about her privacy.
Did you notice whether Miss Ellis had a phone or a camera during the incident?
She had a phone in her hand.
She did have a phone in her hand?
Yes.
All right. Those are the questions that I think are appropriate. Any follow-up from defense?
Oh, no, Your Honor.
All right. For plaintiff?
Yes, just one follow-up, Your Honor.
The day when when you decided to close your office to have a medical appointment, that was a Saturday. Is your medical office usually open on Saturday?
Yes.
And you usually close around 1:30 or 2 or 3 or you go all day?
No, it's half the day. So usually, from what I can remember, the last patient is around noon or 11:45 noon, somewhere around there.
Isn't it true that Cardi B was the last patient of the day?
Yeah, she was the last patient. So we finished our morning and we made sure she was the last one.
You
There's
work
no right
on-
there.
I'm sorry. Do you work on Sundays as well?
No.
In the half a day on Saturdays when you're there, were you in charge of closing the office?
Your Honor, this is outside the scope of the questions.
Sustained.
No further questions.
All right. Can this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you for coming down.
Thank you.
Subject to recall.
Did you subpoena her?
No.
Then I don't think it's subject to recall. All right.
Good morning, Ms. Cardi B.
Good morning.
So, when we were discussing yesterday at the end, we were talking about the issue where you testified that Miss Ellis was recording you with her cell phone. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what type of cell phone she was using at the time?
I'm not quite sure. I just remember it was square.
What color was the cell phone?
It had a case. It definitely had a case. But
When-
I'm not sure.
Do you know if the type of phone that she was using when she was recording you, would a light go on or would some kind of noise?
It didn't have a light. It didn't have a light.
So if the cell phone was facing Miss Ellis, I'm assuming it was. Well, let me ask you that. Was the cell phone that you're talking about, was it facing you or was it facing Miss Ellis?
The camera was facing me. When I got off the elevator, her phone was here. Then when I was walking and she was behind me, and then she said, "Oh my God, y'all, Cardi B, Cardi B." I looked back and the camera was like right there, like practically on her chest type stuff. I'm like, "Yo, why are you recording me?"
Okay. And you've seen police officers where they have a camera on the front of them. Have you ever seen that where a police officer will have that?
I never seen that, but that was her phone, not a camera.
I understand, but I'm saying, have you ever seen a security officer, a police officer have a special camera on their chest which records what occurs in front of them?
Relevance, Your Honor.
Sustained.
I'm not saying she was recording you. I am asking you this question. If she was recording you, why does it matter?
Because she's a security guard and I'm going to a doctor's office. It definitely mattered.
You were causing a disturbance. Maybe
I
she
wasn't
wanted to
causing a
record you.
disturbance.
Time out. Let's not talk over each other, number one. Wait for him to finish
Sorry.
asking the question before you answer.
Do you own the building of 8920 Wilshire Boulevard?
No, I was walking to a doctor's office.
Do you agree that you were a guest in that building? You were
Yes.
a visitor, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. When a security officer tells you to leave, are you supposed to leave?
Objection, Your
Yes or
Honor.
no?
Sustained, it's asked and answered. We covered this yesterday.
You were causing a disturbance in the building.
She started the disturbance.
Did you
I'm
also...
sorry, ma'am, if you hear an objection, please wait.
Oh, sorry.
I'm fine.
Okay.
That should pass.
What's wrong?
Do you remember yesterday you said that there was a verbal altercation between the two of you? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And an altercation is a fight, isn't it? It's a verbal fight. You had a verbal fight with her.
Asked and answered.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Sustained.
You used the F word during that fight, didn't you?
Yes.
What other words did you use? Tell us in your own words what you said.
I said, on my face. Why are you in my face? Why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be security?
Tell it to
Why-
her now. Go ahead.
Huh?
Say it again. Say it.
Objection, Your Honor.
You want me to say it to
I
her
want
face?
you to tell it to her face what you said on that day so she can hear it for
The
herself
objection
again.
is sustained.
And, Your Honor, do we have civility in the
Yeah.
courthouse?
Why don't we just take the temperature down a little bit? If you have factual questions to ask her, please do so. It's not the time to argue with her.
What were the words that you used when you got off the elevator to this security guard who's no longer security guard at this time?
Objection to argumentative and also covered yesterday.
It's been covered several times, so it's asked and answered. It's the objection sustained.
What did you tell Emani Ellis yesterday?
Counsel, you need to move on.
What were you holding in your hand at the time when you got off the elevator?
Objection. Well, excuse me, argumentative.
Overruled.
Nothing, correct? You weren't holding anything, were you?
No.
You had both of your hands free to do whatever you wanted to do, correct? Yes or no?
Objection, relevance.
Overruled.
Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And if you wanted to scratch or cut her face with your right hand or your left hand, if you wanted to do it, you could have done it, correct?
But
You're
I
not
didn't.
disabled,
But
right?
I didn't because I had a baby inside me.
How did she
Time
know?
out. Time out. Let's slow down the pace just a little bit before the opportunity to give objections and for the court reporter. What was the objection?
Argumentative, relevance.
Overruled.
And again, I would ask that counsel lower his voice. This isn't.
So, Your Honor, I was told yesterday that my voice was too low by others, so that's why it's a little bit higher today, so that everybody can hear what I can say, as well as the witness.
I think there's a difference between volume and tone. I think the volume is fine. The tone is a little bit argumentative.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I apologize for that. I will try to do my best to tone it down. So, again, I will ask you to tell us and admit to this fact that you are not disabled, correct?
I'm not what?
Are you disabled?
At that moment, no.
Objection,
No.
Your
Are
Honor.
you disabled?
Overruled.
Are you disabled? Yes or no?
At that moment, when you're pregnant, I'm very disabled. You want me to tell you the
Okay.
things I can't do?
Fine. What was your disability on February 24th of 2018? What was your disability?
I was pregnant. I couldn't protect myself, even if I wanted to. She's like twice my size.
No problem, no problem. Let me ask you this. How
Counsel,
many
if you
months
ask a
pregnant
question,
were
you need
you?
to wait for the answer.
Okay.
You done, man?
How many months pregnant were you?
I was around 13 to 12 weeks.
Months? 4 months? 3 months?
Mm.
3 to 4 months. Fair enough? Did you have a bulging belly?
No, I didn't.
Did Miss Emani Ellis know that you were pregnant?
Objection calls for speculation.
Do you know if Emani Ellis knew that you were pregnant when you walked out of that elevator?
No,
on that
I
day?
didn't know. But she knows that I'm a patient. When you're a patient to go see a medical anything, you shouldn't even try to fight nobody. You don't know what disability they have.
Okay. Now let me ask you this question. When you say you were disabled, were you disabled in your upper extremities, your arms? Were your arms disabled? The reason I'm asking is I want to make it very clear for everybody that your arms can go up and down, and they could go up and down now, and they could go up and down on that day as well. You agree to this?
Objection, argumentative, asked and answered in a different way. And I guess that's fine.
I'll let you can answer this once. Please don't ask it again.
If my arms were disabled, no, my arms weren't disabled. No.
Can you raise your arms up?
Objection, Your Honor.
Can you? You don't have to do it physically. I'm saying, are you able to do it?
Yes.
And on that day, you were able to do it as well. Correct?
If I wanted to, yes.
Okay. That's all I'm asking. Aside from your disability of being 3 to 4 months pregnant, did you have any other disabilities?
No. No.
Do you have a disabled placard? Are you legally disabled in any way?
Why don't you move on, counsel?
And the hoodie that you had on, what color was it? Was it black, white, yellow, purple, pink?
I really don't remember.
And was the hoodie over your head or
Yes.
no? You wore it for what reason over your head? To protect your identity?
It could be very. I don't really want people to recognize me. My hair not done, my makeup not done. I probably just woke up. A lot of reasons.
And when you went there in the afternoon at 1:30 p.m., had you just woken up at that moment? Well, shortly before 1:30 p.m. on a Saturday?
Objection, relevance.
Assisting.
When you went to the building at 1:30 p.m., were you fasting or you had eaten something before you went to see the doctor?
Assisting.
Now, when you saw Miss Emani Ellis and you got out of the elevator, I'm not asking who did what. I'm asking, was there any contact between you and her of any kind? What that means is fingers to fingers, shoes to shoes, knees to knees. Any contact between you and Emani Ellis of any kind. Was there? Yes or no?
No,
So she didn't touch you, correct?
no,
So if somebody comes here and testifies that she did do something to you physically, you disagree with that testimony, or you will, correct?
she didn't touch me.
Okay.
She didn't get to touch me. No, she was going to touch me, but she didn't get to touch
When you
me
say she was going to touch you, how do you know that? You
because
assume?
we were chest to chest at one point.
So then your chest did touch, right?
I'll say that, but you did say when I got off the elevator,
Okay.
we
Let's-
we walked a little bit. That's when we got chest to chest. When we got off the elevator, we didn't do no contact.
I understand. So here's how we're going to do this. The date of the incident is February 24th of 2018. You agree?
Yes.
Now I'm going to talk to you about the whole day. Not just the minute you got off the elevator. When I say the whole day, from the moment you got off the elevator, you saw Emani Ellis, you had your fight with her, whether it was verbal or not. At some point, she went away and you went away.
Mm-hmm.
So during that segment of time of your life, which was how many minutes in your opinion? 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute?
It was probably like a minute 45. It was so quick.
Perfect.
It was really quick.
Perfect. So from during the 1 minute and 45 seconds,
Objection,
No.
mischaracterized.
I didn't say
I-
1 minute
you know,
45
we haven't
seconds.
had a question yet. Please phrase one that's intelligible.
during the few minutes or 1 minute or whatever minutes it was that you were with Emani Ellis, during that period of time of your life and her life, during that segment, just told us now, during that time period, at some point, you were chest to chest. You agree?
Yes.
There was physical contact between her chest and your chest, correct?
Yes.
Now, when you had the chest-to-chest contact, at that moment, were you angry?
I was mostly nervous.
Were you angry?
Yes, I was angry.
How angry were you?
Depends on the level of angry, to be
Right.
honest with you.
Let's talk about the levels. I'm going to go from a scale of 1 to 10. On the scale of 1 to 10, what was the level of your anger when you were chest to chest with this person?
Objection.
On the date of the incident.
Sorry. Objection taken, ambiguous.
Assisting.
You were at a high level of anger when you were chest to chest with her, correct?
Objection argumentative.
Overruled.
I don't think I was like on a high level of angry. I was more on a high level of concern. Very concerned.
And why were you concerned?
Because I'm pregnant and this girl's about to beat my... Hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm here. So, when she was going to beat you, like you just testified, what did she do to have you believe that she was going to beat you. What did she do?
She was on my face, chest to chest, and while we arguing, she's backing me. So we practically arguing, and I'm backing, and she's like walking forward.
Right. And she's, you said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
I'm looking. I don't agree with that. What is your basis? Are you saying she's physically bigger? She's taller?
I mean, you have her medical records,
I don't
right?
have anything. I'm asking you the question.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion.
Objection, relevant.
Listening.
She's a little.
You don't need to answer me.
Okay. Did you make fun of her that she was overweight when you were there in the hallway?
I don't think so.
Did you call her fat?
No, I was calling her a. Yes.
Do you think that's respectful to call a security guard a bitch?
Objection,
Assisting.
relevant.
Is that how you talk to everybody?
Objection,
Assisting.
Now, you said you felt, I don't know the words. Let's go back to it. Did you feel scared, threatened, afraid at the moment your chest was touching?
Absolutely.
You were scared?
Absolutely.
And you had your cell phone on you, right?
I did, but she's in my face.
That's fine.
Just focus on the question and just answer.
Did you use your cell phone to call Karan Newton, your security guard, who was downstairs, or the police?
objection,
Did you call anybody?
vague and ambiguous.
For help.
Overruled.
When I got inside the doctor's office and I said, like, on the little bed thing, I told him, yo, you wouldn't even believe what just happened. Meet me downstairs when I leave. I'm going to call you when I leave.
If you were really scared and really afraid, isn't it true that you could have called your security guards to come upstairs and help you? Or you could have called the police. That was a possibility because you had your phone in your hand, correct?
Objection, compound mischaracterizes the testimony that the phone was in my hand.
Assisting.
You had your phone in your pocket on the date of the incident?
Objection, relevance.
Assisting.
Can we agree that you didn't call your security guard to help you after the incident, correct? To help you. You did call him, but you didn't call him to come upstairs.
I apologize, I thought it was mischaracterizes the testimony.
Overruled.
You know.
I didn't call him to help me. It was already done. It was done.
Okay, now let's talk about the fingernails. Okay, fingernails.
Something new?
Well, I want to show a couple of things about the fingernails. So, this side of the ruler, okay, is 2 centimeters. You need to bring it closer, or can you see it from there?
Objection, Your Honor, if you went over this yesterday.
I'm sorry.
2 centimeters.
Overruled.
You know the size of 2 centimeters? How big it is?
As an answer, yes.
I have like an understanding of how it would be. Yeah.
2 centimeters. It's a little bit less than an inch. Okay? Now, Miss Emani Ellis had a scar to her face of 2 centimeters long, and she received plastic surgery for that. And my question to you is, did you at any time see a scar on Miss Emani Ellis's face, or a cut, or a scrape, at any time during the time of the incident?
No. And she couldn't get a scratch from me because I didn't touch her.
I understand that's what you're saying. I get it. Did you look at Miss Emani Ellis's left cheek at any time during the incident? Did you specifically look for that because you thought there might be a scar on her face? Or did you not look?
Objection, compound and relevance.
Assisting.
Did you look at Miss Emani Ellis's face when you were arguing with her at the time of the incident?
I was looking at her face, but I wasn't looking like she got a pimple on her face. No, I wasn't looking at her details or anything.
All right. And counsel, you want to resume your questioning?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Aside from Karan Newton, was there anybody else who drove with you to the building on February 24th of 2018?
No.
So now I want to take you a little bit through the incident, bring you back in time. Do you agree that an incident occurred on February 24th, 2018?
It was a verbal incident. Verbal.
But it was an incident, correct?
Objection, relevance, ambiguous.
Oh,
I personally feel like if there's no physical touch, there is no incident. There was a verbal altercation. If you think that that's an incident, a verbal altercation, then it's an incident for you. But we both have different opinions. It's a verbal altercation. She didn't hit me, I didn't hit her. There was no touch. So to me, it wasn't no incident.
Was there spitting?
Absolutely not.
Did you spit on Miss Ellis?
No.
Did you call her the N-word?
No.
What is your background? Are you Hispanic, white, something else?
My background?
Yes.
Well,
what's the objection?
Relevance.
Sustained.
Would you consider yourself African American?
I consider myself Afro-Caribbean.
Ma'am, you need to give your attorney a second to object. What's your
Oh,
objection?
sorry.
Sorry. Relevance, yeah.
Sustained.
Have you ever used the N-word with Miss Emani Ellis?
No.
Did you try to take a swing at her?
No.
When you say there was a verbal altercation,
Yes.
do you know what the word altercation means?
Like a conflict.
Like a fight, right?
It was like a verbal fight, but it didn't get physical at all.
When I'm talking to you now, are we having a verbal altercation?
We having, I'll say, a debate.
And we're debating about whether you assaulted and battered Miss Emani Ellis, correct?
Just no, well, I guess so, but I didn't touch her. She didn't touch me, so.
What proof do you have that you didn't touch her?
Objection, relevance, and also
That's all you meant to sustain.
Do you have any videos of the incident?
No.
Did you try to get videos of the incident?
I asked if there was videos. Like I told my lawyers to check if there was videos, but there's no cameras. I guess there was no cameras.
And when did you ask for that? What year?
I feel like when I got sued, I was like, when I got sued, I was like, oh, I know I didn't touch her. Like it's like look for them cameras because they'll tell you I ain't touch her.
When you went to the building of 8920 Wilshire Boulevard and you saw Emani Ellis there on the 5th floor, was she wearing her uniform as a security guard?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
You remember?
Again, you might want to just take a breath so your attorney can object.
Are you aware that my office is across the street?
No.
Okay. 8920 Wilshire Boulevard. You remember that number? You agree that that's the correct number? The address.
I remember that I went there, but I don't really remember the address and stuff like that. I don't.
If I show you the building with the number on it, would that help refresh your recollection?
Sure.
I don't have to really waste time if you don't want me to. When you were sitting here throughout the trial, you saw the 22
Yes.
pages I showed, correct?
Yes.
Was that the correct building?
Yes.
Okay. And you remember entering the building, going up some stairs, taking the lobby elevator, and going to the 5th floor, correct?
Yes.
And when you exited, you saw Emani Ellis right there in front of you.
Yes. No. When I exited the elevator,
Okay?
not the building, the elevator.
Correct. On the
Yes.
5th floor.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 3 elevators there?
I do not remember that.
At least 2? 2 different elevator bays?
I don't remember that. I just remember me getting out the elevator. She was coming in. I was coming out. I could hear her. She was talking on the phone. And she said, "Oh my God, yo, Cardi B's here." So I kind of speed walk, but I feel her behind me. Then I hear her talking like, "Oh my God, Cardi B is here." So I turn around and she had her phone. She didn't have it here no more. Now she has it here. And I asked her, "Yo, why are you recording me?" And she clearly looked like the security. She looked like the security guard. She's uniformed down. And I'm like, "Why are you recording me? Are you security?" And she's like, "Oh, my bad." But then I'm walking, and I feel her still following me. So like as I'm walking, speed walking, trying to look for the office, I turn around again. And I'm like, "Why are you following me?" She's like, "'Cause I can." It's like, "No, you can't. Why are you following me for? Like, ain't you supposed to be security?" And she's like, "'Cause I can." It's like, "No, you can." And she's like getting closer and closer. Like now she's like in front of me where I can't even like really maneuver. And I'm like, "Ain't you supposed to be security? Like you grouped out, you're recording me. Now you following me. Like back up." And she's like, "I can do what I want." It's like, "No, you can. Like you can't do what you want." And that's when we started arguing.
What did you say?
I was like, "You can't do what you want. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's like you invading my privacy." And now we're like chest to chest practically. So I keep telling her like, you need to back up. And I'm thinking to myself like, this girl's big. She's big. She got big black boots on. And I'm like, now she's literally right in my face, like on my chest, and we're arguing. And I keep telling her to back up, but she's not backing up. And we arguing, cursing at each other. I did call her the B word. I did call her a bitch. My face. I did. Get the f- my face. You're in my face. You're screaming in my face. We're like literally we're literally screaming at each other. And she kept telling me like, "You're gonna leave my building." I'm like, "I'm not leaving. Like, how you harassing me? I'm not leaving. Like, you telling me, how you telling me to leave? I came to see a doctor. You following me. You're recording me. I'm just trying to check my cat. You're recording me." And we're arguing. That's when the receptionist came out. She started wilding out like, "This hit me, and I'm like, I did not hit her. I'm looking at her like, "Girl, I can't even hit you if I want to. You're bigger than me and you're pregnant." And she just started wilding out like, "This hit me. Then the doctor came out and he was like, "Go to my office." And after that, I just walk away. And that's just that.
Are you aware in the city of Beverly Hills, if a security guard tells you to leave the building, which they are security of, you would be required to do that? Do you agree with that?
Objection to relevance.
A security not supposed to.
You don't need to.
Did Miss Emani Ellis tell you that you're causing a disturbance in the building?
No. She was causing a disturbance. She's recording me and following me.
Well, let's talk about that. Are people allowed to record you if they want to in a public place,
Objection.
which would be the building that you were at?
Objection.
Yes or no?
Objection calls for a legal conclusion. Mischaracterizes. Sorry.
Do you know if it's okay for someone to videotape you?
Objection calls for a legal conclusion.
Sustained.
When she videotaped you, or maybe she didn't, what proof do you have that she was videotaping you?
She had her phone went from here to right here. And she said, like, "Yo, Cardi B," like, I seen her. I turned around and I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes.
Did you ever see the actual video recording of you on her phone? Yes or no?
No.
Could it be possible that she was recording you? She was simply holding her phone in front of you. Is that possible?
Objection.
Yes or no?
Calls for speculation.
Sustained.
What proof do you have that you were being recorded by Emani Ellis on February 24, 2018, aside from what you just told us?
Objection.
Do you have any other proof?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained.
Isn't it true that you usually wear your nails longer than what they are today?
Sometimes, most of the times, yes, and some of the times, no.
Most of the time, 90% of the time?
Lately, as in so far, I'll say about, in the past year, I'll say about 70.
70% of
Yes.
the time. And when you wear them long, would you agree that they're about 3 inches long?
No, not all the time, no.
2 inches or more?
So
It really depends.
Why don't we focus? She said in the last year. I don't know that how long she has her nails in the last year is relevant to anything.
And when you had them in 2018, you also wore them long at that time too, correct?
I wear them long, but it really depends on the inches.
How long were your nails on February 24th, 2018 when you were at the building speaking or arguing or whatever you were doing with Emani Ellis?
They were 1 inch, they were square, coffin squared, and they had flat rhinestones.
Are rhinestones sharp?
No, not if they're flat. And they weren't 3D, they were flat.
With the nails you have on right now, do you think that these nails are sharper or the ones that you had on the date of the incident?
I believe that they were not sharp that day. They were square, and sometimes, like when it's acrylic and it's square, it's like a texture. And I always tell this to my nail tech: make sure that like you shape, like when you shape them, don't make them sharp on the side, or don't make them that sharp, because I don't want to.
You don't want to hurt anybody.
I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to hurt nobody. I
Right.
just, you know what I'm saying? I
And
want to watch
in
my
the
back.
past, when you had them sharp, you did hurt yourself, correct?
I never really hurt myself, but like just in case, I just be like, don't make them too pointy, because I just don't want them to be uncomfortable. Not pointy, but it's like a certain type of sharp that you just don't want.
And if you wanted to scratch or cut Miss Emani Ellis' face,
Hmm.
you could have done it with both of your hands, either one or both, correct?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Overall.
I'm not saying you did that right now. I'm asking you a different question. Did you understand my question?
I mean, how would I fight? How would I fight somebody? I am mostly left-handed, so if I was to like do anything mostly, I'll do it mostly with the left hand. I'm really like.
You're good at fighting with your left hand, aren't you?
Objection is characterized as the testimony.
Are you good at fighting with your left hand?
Objection lacks foundation.
Sustained.
Do you have any experience fighting with any martial arts experience or other type of experience to defend yourself should something occur in your life?
Objection relevance.
Overall.
Not really, no.
So any type of fighting that you would be able to do, it would just be freestyle from your own knowledge of fighting, correct?
Objection argumentative.
Sustained.
If you wanted to fight with someone, would you use your left hand, your right hand, or both?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained. Why don't we move on? Councilman?
When you enter a building, such as this building or any building, oftentimes you will see that there's a security guard or a police officer or a sheriff guarding the building, correct? You saw that today here in the courthouse, didn't you?
Yes.
Bless you. Well, I guess it's And on the date of the incident, the security guard, police officer, or person securing that building, in your mind, when you saw Emani Ellis was in fact Emani Ellis. In your mind, when you got off the elevator, Emani Ellis was in your mind, your state of mind was that she was a security guard, correct?
Objection.
I think she's answered.
Yes. All right, thank you.
And was there any doubt in your mind that she was a security guard?
There was no doubt in my mind that she was a security guard. She had the security guard outfit on. That's why I was so confused that she was so aggressive and she's supposed to protect me, the patient.
I understand. If Emani Ellis had in fact told you to leave the building, would you have listened because she was a security guard?
Objection. This is complete hypothetical, irrelevant, lacks foundation.
Did Miss Emani Ellis tell you to leave the building at any point during your verbal or physical altercation on February 24th, 2018?
She told me, "You gonna leave my building. You gonna leave my building."
Okay. Are you aware that Emani Ellis was hired by the owner of that building and had the right to tell you to leave?
Objection. Calls for legal conclusion. Lacks foundation.
Sustained.
When Emani Ellis told you to leave the building, did you follow her command?
Objection. Relevance. Lacks foundation.
You can answer.
No, she wasn't acting like a security guard.
But she was a security guard.
Objection. He's already.
The security guard
So,
tried to
we're not
attack
gonna- we're not
patients.
gonna argue. The objection is sustained. We're not going to argue with each other.
Did you believe in your mind that Emani Ellis was a police officer?
No,
If you thought she was a police officer, would you have handled the situation the same way?
Objection. Incomplete hypothetical.
Sustained. Let's just focus on what did happen.
Now, when Emani Ellis spoke with you, when you exited the elevator, she spoke with you directly outside the elevator, the area directly outside the elevators, correct?
I don't believe she got inside the elevator. I don't believe she did.
That's my question is, did whatever happened between the two of you, did it happen inside the elevator, at the point of entry, or outside the elevator?
Outside the elevator and down the hallway.
Fine. And when Miss Ellis was asked the same question, do you remember her saying that it happened outside of the elevator as well? Do you agree with her testimony?
It wasn't in front of the elevator anymore because I was walking and she was following me. So it wasn't in front of the elevator. It was outside the elevator because I already got off the elevator. I don't think she ever went inside the elevator because I felt her as soon as I'm walking. I felt her walking right behind me, and then she said something. She said, "Oh my God, Cardi B!" That's when I turned around, and she got the camera right here, like she recorded me, and I'm like, "Yo, why you recording me?" And she practically did admit that she recorded me because she said, "Oh my bad." So.
And when she said, "Oh wow, it's Cardi B," or whatever you just said right now, when she said that, was that offensive to you?
It wasn't offensive. I just kept power walking so I could avoid more contact. But she just kept following me.
Okay. And isn't it true that sometimes when you're walking around, different people will say, "Oh wow, it's Cardi B,"
Yeah,
because they get excited.
yeah,
And you had experienced that many times before you had that experience with Emani Ellis, correct?
yes,
And the reason you didn't like it from her is because she was a security guard, and you felt it was unprofessional for her to say that to you. Isn't that true?
When she first said it, I didn't tell her nothing. I kept walking.
Why couldn't she say it? Why?
Objection.
I never said she couldn't.
Overruled.
Okay. And she said it to you.
She said it to me, and I kept walking.
What if she was not a security guard, and she was just a random human, and said, "Oh wow, it's Cardi B"? Would you have taken offense to that?
Objection.
No,
Argumentative.
You can answer.
I didn't even feel offended when she first said it. I felt offended when she kept following me. She recorded me, and you're supposed to be a security. You're not supposed to be recording patients going to any doctor, any.
But again,
That's what offended me. When she first said, oh my God, it's Cardi B, I just kept power walking. I didn't say nothing. I said something the second time she said it, and I turned around and I saw that she was recording me. And I'm like, yo, why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be security? And she said, oh, my bad. Then she kept following me, and now I'm getting annoyed. Like, it's like, you're the security
hold on a
guard
question.
of the
No
building.
question pending. No question.
All right, counsel, I think that might be.
Awesome. Thank you. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
It's David Finke, D-A-V-I-D, F as in Frank, I-N-K-E.
Perfect. Thank you. You may take a seat. Please watch your step.
Go ahead, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Doctor.
Good afternoon.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an obstetrician and gynecologist
And where are your offices located?
in Beverly Hills at Wilshire and Lapeer.
Is that a medical building?
It is. It's the Beverly Hills Medical Building, I think.
And were you in those offices in February of 2018?
Yes.
And what floor were you on?
The 5th floor?
What floor?
5.
Oh, sorry. And were you ever affiliated with Cedars-Sinai in any way?
I completed my OB-GYN residency there in 2010 and then remain on staff. I'm not employed by Cedars, but I'm affiliated. I admit all of my patients to that hospital.
Okay. On the 5th floor of this building in 2018, were there cameras in the hallways outside your office?
No.
And did your office sometimes make special arrangements for celebrity clients for privacy or security purposes?
We do.
And in 2018, did you have an open office? Well, should I put this? An open office on Saturdays? Did you work on Saturdays?
I worked Saturday office hours for about half a day for around 10 years.
To your knowledge, did anyone else in that building have Saturday office hours?
No.
Causation calls for speculation.
In February 2018, did that building have a building office?
Yes.
And what floor was that on, if you know?
4.
Okay. And did the building have a receptionist?
Not a receptionist.
Okay. Do you recall an incident in February 2018 where there was an argument with a security guard?
Yes.
Okay. And is that security guard in the courtroom?
Yes.
And could you point her out, please?
Miss Ellis?
Thank you. How did you learn of the incident?
I was in my office, in my office's office, and then heard a lot of yelling. So I immediately got up, ran down the hall, and went out into the hallway.
Do you have a clear memory of what happened next?
Yes.
Any particular reason that you have that clear memory?
It's never happened before.
Okay. And what did you do after you ran down the hall towards the yelling?
As soon as I got into the hallway and realized what was going on, my receptionist was between the plaintiff and the defendant, and there was a lot of yelling, a lot of finger pointing, and at one point my receptionist was struck, not hard, but I remember it was like on the shoulder kind of thing. I think it was her right shoulder. And there was a phone in the security guard's hand, and the phone kept going back from the ear to point and then back to the ear. And at one point, kind of both hands were kind of flailing, but not closed fists or anything like that. More swatting.
Did your receptionist show you a cut on her forward afterwards?
I believe so. Very minor.
Okay. And what is the receptionist's name? The woman who was between Ms. Ellis and Cardi B?
Tiara.
So you see all that. You've gone out and I'm sorry. Where was this? Was this in your office or in the hallway?
The main hallway of the 5th floor, just right outside the elevator.
Okay. And you hear yelling. You open the door. You see what you've described. What happened next? Let me ask. What did you do next?
Tried to de-escalate the situation, separate the two, and get our security guard back in the elevator and off the floor.
Do you remember anything that you said in trying to de-escalate?
I remember repeatedly, I was trying to match sort of with body, language, the intensity of it to get across the point that this was not okay and this is your job.
And who did you address that to?
Ms. Ellis.
Okay. And did she say anything in response?
I don't remember. There was a lot of name calling going back and forth between the two and threats, that type of thing. But my primary objective was to get our security guard back in the elevator and off the floor.
And how did you accomplish that?
Repeating myself over and over and over. And I can't remember if I was holding the elevator door open or I've been trying to think about that. I have no idea. I remember pushing the button if it wasn't, but just to try to get the elevator there and get Ms. Ellis back on it.
Did you come between your receptionist and Cardi B, between them on the one hand and Ms. Ellis?
I think to the side.
Okay. What did you tell her to try and get her to move into the elevator?
To stop and to do your job.
Did you say that repeatedly?
Yes.
Did you say it in a loud voice?
Yes.
And what was she doing when you were saying these things?
Yelling and pointing. I think at that point there was enough distance between the parties that there was no longer, any gestures that that could be construed as violent.
Okay. And at that point, had the Cardi B and the receptionist gone back into the office, into your office?
Yes. As soon as Ms. Ellis stepped back on the elevator, Cardi and Tiara were headed back into my office.
At any point, were you face to face with Ms. Ellis?
Yes.
And can you estimate how close you were?
It was close proximity.
Okay.
Within a foot.
Okay, within a foot of her face.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes.
Sorry. Did you see on her face any scratches?
No.
Did you see on her face any cuts?
None.
Did you see on her face any blood?
No.
Did you see any injury at all on her face that day?
None.
And did you see spit or spittle or any other fluid on her, anywhere on her?
No.
During the course of this, did you hear Ms. Ellis say something to the effect, and I apologize, I will fuck your shit up?
Yes.
At any time, did you see Cardi B spit on plaintiff?
No.
Did you see her spit on anyone?
No.
Did you see Cardi B take a swing at plaintiff?
No.
Did you see Cardi B hit plaintiff?
No.
Did you see Cardi B scratch or cut plaintiff with her fingernails?
No.
Did you see Cardi B threaten to get plaintiff fired?
No.
Did you hear Cardi B call plaintiff the N-word? And by that I mean the whole N-I-G-G-E-R.
No.
Did you hear Cardi B call plaintiff fat or poor?
No.
Did you ever see... Did you see plaintiff... I take it you saw plaintiff hit your receptionist, is that correct?
Yes.
At her deposition, plaintiff testified that she was, quote, just focused on getting downstairs, close quote. Is that consistent with what you saw?
No.
Okay. And why is it not consistent with what you saw?
It took me, I would have guessed 30 to 45 seconds to get her to get back on the elevator.
After you got plaintiff in the elevator, what did you do next?
Went back into my office.
And did you examine Cardi
I saw her that day, yes.
in a patient room?
Yes.
Okay. And did she have 3-inch nails on her fingernails or fingers that day?
No.
Okay. And how is it that you know that?
I make a point of looking at people's fingernails. I have no idea why. It sort of lightens the room when you're doing an exam, when you're about to do a pap smear, to say, oh, that's a really cool color. Where'd you get it? I can kind of tell all of the nail trends in the city. Because it's bizarre that once you see one type of nail polish, then that next 2 months everyone has it. And it would have just stuck out to me.
To your knowledge, did Cardi B complain to the building about plaintiff's conduct?
No.
Did you take steps to make the building aware of plaintiff's conduct?
Yes.
And what steps did you take?
I called our practice administrator that day, and given what I had witnessed of the conduct of our security guard when I was out there, I said she needs to go. Then my administrator on Monday morning, I think, took Tiara down and made a statement for the building, and then the building proceeded to do what they did.
Okay, thank you. Those are all the questions I have for you, sir. Thank you.
All right, cross-examine.
Good afternoon, Doctor.
Good afternoon.
You're at 8920 Wilshire Boulevard?
Yes.
Are you aware that I'm across the street from your office at 9025 Wilshire Boulevard?
Nope.
Okay. When I approached you outside and I wanted to speak with you, isn't it true that you were unwilling to speak with me? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when the defense wanted to speak with you, you did talk to them, correct?
Yes.
You even prepared a declaration, and you gave them permission to sign it on your behalf?
Yes.
And you are here because you want to testify in favor of your patient, correct?
I'm here because I'm one of 4 people who were in the hallway that day.
Right.
And I'm here to tell you what I saw.
And you've been, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I'm just flabbergasted by the allegations
Fair.
that don't seem congruent with what I saw that day.
Right. On how many occasions did you speak with the attorneys from the defense?
In person or over the phone?
Combined.
In person once, twice, including today. Over the phone 3 times.
What did you talk about that was so important 3 different times?
They wanted to know what I knew. They wanted to see if they could get a hold of Tiara, who no longer works at our practice. That's the nuts and bolts.
Okay. You are a licensed gynecologist in the state of California since 2007?
Yeah.
And in your field, your specialty deals with below the waist, correct?
Yes.
What is the reason you would think to look at Emani Ellis's face when you have 2 people that are yelling at each other with someone in between? Was there a reason that you were specifically at that time looking at Emani Ellis's face to tell us whether there was a scar, a cut, or anything to her face?
When at that moment she was closer to the elevator, there probably was about 3-4 feet between the 2, and I got between her and them, and the elevator was directly behind her. So I was making direct eye contact to try to be as assertive as I could.
Okay. Isn't it true that you don't remember what you ate a week ago? Fair?
Objection.
So, Steve,
This incident happened 2,741 days ago, 7.5 years ago. You agree?
Correct.
In those 7.5 years, did you take any notes of what happened on the date of the incident?
I did not.
Okay. So everything you're telling us right now, from 7.5 years ago, is from your memory of what occurred, correct? And
Correct.
having all these conversations with defense counsel maybe help refresh your recollection, correct?
No.
No?
The majority of solidifying it in my brain over all these years is partially because the people who were involved in it, who were there that day in my office, would recount the story from time to time. And it was a very vivid memory and interaction.
When you got there, Tiara Malcolm, your receptionist, was already outside, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Are you aware that Tiara Malcolm and even Cardi B have testified that for 40 to 50 seconds, you and Tiara Malcolm were not there? Are you aware of that?
Objection is characterized as the testimony.
I would guess it was shorter than that, but if their recollection is 40 to 50 seconds, I mean, as long as it takes me to go down the hallway and out into the hall, the type of yelling that was taking place was alarming, and so it was like, get there right away. I can't give you an exact time frame, but it wasn't more than 40 to 50 seconds.
Fine. And aside from Cardi B, do you service other celebrities?
I do.
Many different ones?
Over the years.
It's your impression, well, strike that. It's important to you to help Cardi B in this case so you can continue to receive celebrity clients, correct?
It's very important for me to tell what happened that day and to ensure that anybody coming to my office, celebrity or not, doesn't have that type of experience.
Understood. But you had not gotten there until after many things occurred between the two of them, correct?
Objection calls for speculation. Nice foundation.
Sustained.
Earlier you testified that you saw Emani Ellis hit your receptionist.
Yes.
You remember seeing that?
Yes.
How come your receptionist didn't say that?
Objection is
Sustained.
Are you aware that your receptionist who was facing Emani Ellis did not say that?
objection.
Are you aware of that at least?
I'm not aware of that.
Did your receptionist ever tell you that Emani Ellis hit her?
Yes, in the recollection of everything back and forth, and then she had a thing on her forehead.
Right.
It was very apparent to me that no hits landed on anybody else except for her,
Okay.
my receptionist.
And your receptionist specifically told you that Emani Ellis hit her, correct?
I saw it.
I understand. But did your
I
receptionist
don't know
tell
that she
you?
remembered it. I mean, I don't. Everyone's adrenaline was kind of elevated, and once we kind of recounted, there's some background as well. We had an attorney visited our office a few times in the weeks after the incident, inquiring what happened and various things, leaving a business card. So we talked about it a lot, and I think we both concluded that the only one who was smacked was her.
Did that receptionist make any type of claim against Miss Emani Ellis?
No.
Why not?
Objection calls for speculation.
Sustained.
In your declaration, you state that on one occasion, plaintiff's counsel left a business card. I'm the plaintiff's counsel. Did I leave a business card in your office?
Objection, Your Honor.
Do you know? I withdraw the question. Do you know if I left a business card in your office?
Objection, cultural speculation.
You personally, I do not. It was a male, dark hair, darker beard, and a different receptionist got the business card, who wasn't working that particular Saturday. And I think at one point I came out on a different occasion when this person was came to the check-out desk, not the check-in desk, on a different date, and I said, you need to leave.
Okay. The declaration that you signed yesterday, have you read it?
It was read to me.
Okay.
Your Honor, the same objection.
Can you look at the photograph in front of you?
Could you identify it to counsel, please?
Do you see the photograph?
Yeah, identify for the record, counsel.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I don't remember the exhibit number, but it's a photograph of Cardi B from 2018.
Your Honor, it's exhibit 232.
Thank you.
Okay. For the record, exhibit 232. You see the photograph?
I do.
Are you aware that this photograph was taken on February 18th of 2024, which was 1 week before
Objection,
the
Your
incident? Are you aware of that?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Do you know when this photograph was taken?
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
No, but it probably was around the time of the incident, I would guess.
And may I have it back, sir? If you look at the fingernails, since you're a fingernail man, if you look at these fingernails in the photograph, and sorry, I wasn't trying to be rude, I'm just making a joke, if you don't
Fine.
mind. The fingernails that are in this picture, are these the same fingernails that Cardi B was wearing when she entered your office on the date of the incident?
I think so.
Are you sure?
I didn't memorize them, but I know that they weren't 3-inch long with a spear at the end.
But you're not sure if these are the same fingernails, correct?
I believe they are.
Was Cardi B's hair this way when she came to your office, the same way in this photograph here?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Scope.
Was Cardi B dressed this way when she appeared in your office?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
Scope.
When you came out into the hallway, did you hear Cardi B yelling profanities at Miss Ellis?
Yes.
What were some of the words, without going into detail? The F word? The
F's and B's and all of it.
So both sides were yelling at each other?
It was an epic yelling match.
Okay. And when you heard this epic yelling match, it was so loud that you heard it while you were inside of your office? Is that correct?
There's an additional hallway in between the main hallway and the office I was sitting in. And all the way at the south side of the building. Yes. Took a lot of energy for me to hear it.
When you walked out of your office, you didn't know what areas of the body Miss Emani Ellis was claiming injuries to at the time, correct?
Objection.
I withdraw.
Why don't you just ask him a fact check question?
Do you know what areas of the body Emani Ellis, what areas of her body were injured at the time of the incident?
Objection, argumentative, lacks foundation, contrary to all the evidence in the case.
Sustained.
Did you have a reason to focus on any part of Emani Ellis's body when you came out?
No.
So, in your state of mind when you walked out, you heard lots of screaming, 3 different women doing something, and you were focused at the whole thing, weren't you?
Yes. That was before I asked her to leave multiple times.
Of course.
But face to face.
Right. But when you did come out, you saw 3 different women and your receptionist in between Cardi B and Emani Ellis, correct?
Yes.
And when you were facing that, your focus was not only at Emani Ellis, it was at everybody, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And there was a lot of commotion and yelling and screaming and excitement at that very moment, right?
Correct.
And for how many seconds, when you first arrived, how much time passed before Emani Ellis went away?
It seemed like a long time. It probably was 45 seconds.
So in those 45 seconds, did you have a chance to examine Miss Emani Ellis?
I didn't examine her, I looked at her.
Okay. Did you specifically look at her face for some reason?
I was looking directly at her face for at least 20 seconds or so,
Okay.
repeating myself over and over and over.
And when you were doing that, you weren't looking for a scar, were you? Or a cut or any kind of damage to her face?
Objection asked to that.
Sarah?
Sustained.
Do you have any experience in plastic surgery?
Objection development.
Over.
You may answer, doctor.
Define plastic surgery.
You're the doctor.
I do cosmetic procedures on the vagina, the vulva, and I also do microneedling with radiofrequency procedures, CO2 laser ablation of things. I don't do the face.
Understood. So, if there was any damage to Miss Emani Ellis's face, if there was any kind of injury to it, would you have known?
I would assume I would see blood or a big scrape or some physical damage.
And when you were out there and you were between the 3 of them, the 3 women, when you were there, and in those 45 seconds, did you see the cut to your receptionist's face at that time, not later?
No.
You didn't see it.
I never looked directly at her until we were back in the office.
But at that time, it was there, right? During the 45 seconds, it had already...
Well, sometimes little scratches like that might not show up for a little bit.
What's a little bit?
Well, if I just scratch my hand like this, I might see it out in the sun, 10 minutes later from just erythema.
Okay. So if Emani Ellis got a scratch, she could also develop it 10 minutes later. Fair? You just testified to that. Isn't that true?
Counsel to tell us what he testified to, but I would object, Your Honor. Let's hear it. Thank you.
All right, why don't we ask what this witness knows about the incident?
When you spoke to defense counsel 3 times, which attorney was it? Was it Mr. Anderson or Mr. Lamb or Ms. Moore?
Over the phone, Ms. Moore.
Every time?
Probably, yes.
And for you to come down here and testify, you had to at least cancel half the day of your work, correct?
I canceled my whole afternoon on a day's notice.
Okay. Are you getting paid to be here?
No.
Why are you testifying if you're not being paid? Were you subpoenaed?
I was not.
So you came voluntarily.
I did.
And they believed that you would appear here today in court with no subpoena. That's how confident they were that you were here to help them, correct?
Sustained. Any other questions?
When Cardi B came into your office after the incident, what did she tell you?
I apologized. She was more calm than I thought she would be. She didn't complain about the incident or to me afterwards, which I was kind of surprised about as well. I would have been upset if I were the client. And then we proceeded to help her with what she came in for.
Could it be that she didn't apologize because she was the one that assaulted Miss Ellis?
Sustained.
Did you
How
have...
about stop stop in with the could it be's and just ask him what happened, what you saw, what you heard, what you smelled?
Yes, Your Honor. Can you look at the photograph again? The one that you have in front of you, Exhibit 231 or 232? This one. In the photograph, you will see nails, fingernails with some rhinestones on top of them. Do you remember seeing rhinestones on Cardi B's fingernails when she came into your office on the date of the incident?
Objection. Mischaracterizes the evidence and the photograph.
Yeah, I mean, they were decorative. She was not made up. She was in plain clothing, but she had, the nails were done.
And those rhinestones, were they sharp and pointy?
I think rhinestones in general have rough edges.
And they're sharp and pointy and with rough edges?
On the back, on the front side of the nail, on the top of the nail, they look like they project.
And I see that you're wearing glasses. Do you wear them? Were you wearing your glasses at the time of the incident?
I'm 99% sure I wasn't, because up until a couple of years ago, I just wore contacts.
Were you wearing contacts at the time of the incident?
Yes.
So there was no vision issues.
No.
I have no further questions. Thank you, Doctor.
All right, Leroy?
Yes, Your Honor, just a few. I guess I'll do it from here. Doctor, you said that you were one of 4 people in the hallway. So that's you, Cardi B, Ms. Malcolm, and the plaintiff?
Correct.
Was there anyone else in the hallway?
No.
Is it correct, counsel asked you about cuts bleeding. Do cuts and scratches tend to bleed more if they're on the face than if they're on some other part of the body?
Objection. Calls for expert opinion outside the scope of this witness.
Overruled.
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. Is there a difference in the tendency to bleed if the cut or scratch is on your forehead or cheek than if it's on another part of your body?
The head face is generally, has greater blood flow,
Okay.
smaller blood vessels.
Yeah. As a fingernail guy, have you seen fingernails where the rhinestones are flat? They're actually just little inserts. They look like rhinestones, but they're flat. Have you seen
Objection.
those?
Calls for speculation.
Overruled.
I have seen objects put into, I would guess it's an acrylic nail, and somewhat buried. I have seen that.
Yeah. Do you have any recollection now, 7.5 years later, whether the rhinestones in that photograph and on Cardi's fingernails were actually 3-dimensional or were flat?
Objection. Calls for expert opinion.
Overruled.
No recollection.
Okay. 1 second. No further questions. Thank you very much, Doctor.
All right, recross?
No further questions. Thank you.
All right, any questions from the jury? All right, this witness be excused.
Thank you.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Certainly. Brent, B-R-E-N-T, Mulliken, M-O-E-L-L-E-K-E-N, M-D-F-A-C-S.
Great. Thank you. You may take a seat. Please watch your step.
Thank you, Your Honor. morning, Dr. Maliki.
Good morning.
Were you the treating doctor for Emani Ellis, who's sitting to my right here today?
Yes.
And what did you treat her for?
She had a scar on her left cheek.
Okay, and what is your current occupation?
I'm a plastic and reconstructive surgeon.
Are you board certified?
Yes.
For how many years have you been a plastic and reconstructive surgeon?
Since 1995.
It's about 30 years?
Yes.
Okay, and early on in your, I'll strike that. Where did you go to undergraduate school?
To Purdue University for 2 years.
And where did you go to medical school?
At Yale Medical School.
And you did some work at Harvard as well?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so I finished undergraduate in 2 years, and then I took a position at Harvard University. It was a graduate position in literature, German and English literature. So that was for 1 year, and then I went off to medical school at Yale.
And you're also a clinical associate professor at UCLA?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is?
Yes, so I've been, since 1995, I've been affiliated with UCLA. That means I'm a clinical professor there. So you teach the residents who are learning plastic surgery, and you teach the medical students at UCLA.
Okay. And we asked you to be here as an expert witness, correct?
Yes.
And a treating doctor?
Yes.
Okay. And in cases where you serve as a treating doctor, in cases that are litigated, you then can serve also as an expert witness?
Yes.
Okay. And what does an expert witness do exactly?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not 100% sure at the different designations. There's a treating doctor, an expert, a retained expert, a non-retained expert, so that's way above my pay grade.
Understood your question. Okay, in this case, were you forced to cancel patients so that you could appear here in court today?
Yes.
Okay. And you left your home at 7:30 a.m. to get here at 8:30?
A little earlier.
Okay. And you anticipate to be here at least till 11 a.m. or 12 noon?
Yes.
Okay. And did you cancel all of your patients for today?
Yes.
Okay. And in order to be here, how much money have you lost in income?
Objection. Irrelevant. Thanks.
Over.
So I would estimate 20 to 30,000 in the procedures we would have performed, the patients we would have seen and scheduled.
And the reason you did that is because you want to help your patient, correct?
Yes.
And in order to be able to offset some of the loss, you're charging $2,000 an hour to be here as an expert witness?
That's correct.
And when you serve as an expert witness, do you tend to serve as an expert more for the plaintiff, more for the defense, or is there some percentage that you could tell us?
It's roughly 50-50. So I'm retained by defense firms and by plaintiff firms equally.
Okay. Is it your understanding that in this case, the defense chose not to designate an expert? Is that your understanding?
Objection calls for hearsay, lacks foundation.
Assisting.
Do you know of any other plastic surgeon that's rendered any opinion in this case besides
Objection, lacks
yourself?
foundation.
Assisting.
Have you seen any medical reports or any type of documentation from a different plastic surgeon
No.
related to this case?
No.
When you serve as an expert witness, isn't it true that usually there's an opposing expert on the other side who would then argue with your opinion?
Objection, lacks foundation, irrelevant.
Assisting.
372.
Why don't you move on, counsel?
Did you review 85 pages of medical records of Emani Ellis prior to testifying today?
Yes.
And if you were to look at your exhibit book that's in front of you, the one on your right. If you can go to exhibit 1-004.
Yes.
At the bottom corner, it will say exhibit 1-001, and then 2, 3, and 4.
I think the exhibits are over here.
May I approach, Your Honor? Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, so it's
actually
okay. Sorry about that.
Do you see a list of Emani Ellis' medical records and bills?
Yes.
And you reviewed all the records and bills?
Briefly, yes.
And for your treatment in your office, did you charge Miss Emani Ellis $6,500?
Yes.
Okay. And surgery center, $11,000?
Yes.
Why do you charge these amounts for the treatment that you gave for Emani Ellis?
Well, her procedures were performed in an operating room. So we have the operating room staff and sterility, and it's done in a JACO, meaning Joint Commission, approved surgery center.
Could you have done this outside of the surgery center?
You could have done it, but it wouldn't have been as sterile.
And you wouldn't follow that type of practice?
I don't do that sort of practice.
All right. And in your review of the medical records, did you also see that Emani Ellis treated with 2 psychologists?
Yes.
You reviewed all those records and bills?
Briefly, yes.
If we can just go to Exhibit 9, which is your CV. I just wanted to go over your CV a little bit. Your CV is 22 pages long, including your rate sheet. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, I would ask that Exhibit 9 be admitted into evidence.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
All right, so a minute.
This is the first page of your CV, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and this explains all of your. You have 2 different offices.
I do.
Why do you have 2 offices?
Well, just one in Beverly Hills and one in Santa Barbara. So,
Understood.
yeah.
Okay. And if you look through your CV, for example, on page 3, professional organizations, are there any that would be important for this case that you feel the jury should know about?
Well, I became board certified in general surgery and trauma surgery before doing my training in plastic surgery. So I then became board certified in plastic and reconstructive surgery. And I've done 2 additional fellowships, one in aesthetic surgery and one in microsurgery. So that's 10 years of residency after 4 years of medical school.
Okay. And on page 4, you have hospital affiliations. Can you tell us your affiliations with these 2 hospitals?
Yes, so I'm currently an attending at UCLA Medical Center, and previously I was an attending at Cedars-Sinai Hospital, but I gave up those privileges, and now I'm exclusively at UCLA.
Then on page 5, you have some other information, such as being a super doctor. What is a super doctor?
Well, a super doctor is 5% of the doctors in a community are chosen by their peers. So I've been a super doctor for 15 years, and on various committees with the Blue Ribbon Committee. So I'm proud of those awards.
Do you do any charity work?
I do.
Can you tell us a little bit about your charity work?
Commotion and involvement, 352.
Assisting.
Is there anything else about your education that you would like to add?
Well, I'm in clinical practice, so I'm a practicing plastic and reconstructive surgeon. But I teach at UCLA. So I'm a clinical professor at UCLA. So that means just a teaching position.
Okay. You teach other medical residents?
Yes, medical residents, medical students, and usually plastic surgery residents. So they've completed their training and they're in their last few years of training. So those are the doctors that I spend most time with.
Now I want to go to this case and ask you some more information about this case. Do you remember seeing this patient, Emani Ellis, in your practice?
Yes.
Okay. And when she came to your office for medical treatment, did she provide a history to you?
Yes.
Did you use the history in your treatment and diagnosis of the patient?
Yes.
And what was the history that she gave you?
Well, she mentioned that she had been the left side of her face had been injured by fingernail scratches.
Okay.
So that was the basic salient history. And then I looked at her and looked at her wound. And so in order to determine what I need to do to help her out, I had to diagnose her problem. So I wanted to see if there was hypersensitivity in the wound. Hypersensitivity means, for example, if you have a splinter underneath your skin, it may not show much, but you can feel the splinter under your skin because it's hypersensitive. So I noticed that she had a focus of hypersensitivity on her face. Now when I examine for that, I touch many areas and see if the patient's pain symptoms are always the same. In other words, if they always come from the same area. So that's how I made my diagnosis of her scar, the visible aspects of it and the hypersensitivity aspects of it.
All right, if you can go to Exhibit 4, the gray, I mean the one that you have in your hand,
Okay.
the white one.
All right. To what? What number? I'm sorry.
4.
Oh, 4.
In your medical evaluation of the patient, you saw her for the first time on November 4th, 2022.
Yes.
Were you advised by Emani Ellis or anyone else that Miss Ellis was seen by a different plastic surgeon before you?
Objection calls for hearsay. Lacks foundation.
Assisting.
If you go to Exhibit 4-009, at the bottom, can you read for us what it says in handwriting?
Yes.
Objection, hearsay.
Assisting.
Okay. Are you aware that Miss Emani Ellis saw a Dr. Scher before you?
Objection, hearsay.
Assisting.
Is it important to you when treating a patient if they've seen any prior doctors?
Objection, irrelevant, lacks foundation, 352.
Over.
No, it's very important if they've done treatment. If they've done treatment, then I need to know what treatment they did.
Okay, so in order to do your work with this patient, Emani Ellis, you would need to know if any other doctor, such as a plastic surgeon, did any other work on Emani Ellis, correct?
Yes.
And when you asked Miss Emani Ellis if she got treatment, did she tell you she saw a different doctor, Dr. John Scher?
Objection, hearsay.
Assisting.
Do you know the Dr. Scher? Do you know him?
No.
Are you aware that Dr. Scher has passed away?
Objection, lacks foundation. Calls for speculation.
Overruled.
That's what I've been told. I didn't verify it.
Hearsay, move to strike.
Denied.
For a patient such as Emani Ellis, the kind of injury that she sustained, is it true that if Emani Ellis had came to you within a couple of months after the incident, that you would advise Emani Ellis to wait 1 to 2 years to determine if the cut would become a scar?
Wax foundation.
Is that-
Oh, sorry.
Is that the proper course?
Object.
Assisting.
For a patient like Emani Ellis who sustained a cut, how long should she wait before getting plastic
So,
surgery?
counsel, why don't you establish that there are different treatments, what type of cut it was, how deep the cut was, whether it was likely to scar, what he knows about the scar. Establish some foundation before you ask him opinions.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Can you describe for us the scar that Emani Ellis had when you examined her on November 4th of 2022 for the first time?
Yes, she had vertically oriented, in other words, up and down scars. There were actually 2 of them, but one was more prominent, and it was hyperpigmented, and it was hypersensitive.
Okay. And isn't it true that it would take at least 1 year before the scar formed?
Objection. Wax foundation. Calls for speculation.
Overruled.
No, scars can form quickly. Sometimes it takes a long time for them to form.
Do you believe it was correct for Emani Ellis to wait before obtaining the medical treatment that she received in your office?
Objection. Wax foundation. Calls for speculation.
Sustained.
And the type of medical treatment that you performed, isn't it true that during the pandemic, which started in April of 2022, for at least several months and years, there was limited availability for patients to receive plastic surgery?
That's very true.
And your office was shut down for several months at least?
Well, I perform a lot of reconstructive surgery and emergency surgery, so my office was never shut down.
But if a patient needed to receive the type of treatment like Emani Ellis received, and they contacted you in May of 2020, during the pandemic, you would not be able to work on them, or you probably would tell them to wait, correct?
Objection. Compound. Calls for speculation. Wax foundation.
Sustained.
Isn't it true that a scar such as Emani Ellis's, when she came to you in 2022, the scar would basically never have gone away unless you performed some type of medical treatment, correct?
Objection. Leading. Calls for speculation. Wax foundation.
Sustained.
Can you tell us in your, on 4-001 in the HPI, can you read the four lines there, please, from your report?
In the which line, I'm sorry?
It's hearsay, counsel. Why don't you move on?
When you treated Miss Emani Ellis, did she tell you that she was assaulted and battered by Cardi B?
Objection. Hearsay.
Overruled.
Yes.
Did she explain to you that Cardi B placed her long fingernails with sharp objects in her face?
That's what she told me, yes.
Did she state to you that her face was red and hot after the incident?
Yes.
And can you tell us, when you personally examined Emani Ellis, did you see 3 lines on her face on the left side of her cheek?
Objection. Leading.
Overruled.
Yes.
What is the significance of the 3 lines?
Well, it's typical for a fingernail injury when you have parallel lines going from the top to the bottom. So that's vertically oriented, so up and down rather than horizontally. So typically that's how fingernail injuries manifest.
Is it your expert opinion that Emani Ellis sustained an injury to her left cheek from fingernails?
Objection. Leading.
Sustained.
I'm sorry?
It's sustained.
Oh.
All right, can you tell us, please, how many times you saw Emani Ellis for medical treatment?
I believe 3 total.
Can you just please go through the treatment that you gave her from the beginning to the end?
Yes. So there was an initial examination, and then I performed 2 procedures on her. So those were done in the operating room, and I did what's called medical microneedling, which is a procedure where you place local anesthesia underneath the skin to numb the skin, and then you do deep microneedling at a depth of approximately 2 millimeters. It does cause the patient to bleed, but the bleeding is very small because the needles are very small. So then we apply various creams to prevent infection, and then we see the patient back in approximately 4 to 6 weeks. So after that period of time, she returned. We had noticed some improvement in the hypersensitivity and some improvement in the hyperpigmentation. So I basically performed an identical procedure, also under local anesthesia. And after that, I believe I did not see her again. We may have Zoomed, but I can't recall exactly.
Do you believe that your patient benefited from the medical treatment she received from you?
Yes.
And you're familiar with the billing procedures and charges from your office and other medical providers, such as plastic surgeons and surgery centers and the like?
Yes.
Is it part of your practice to review the medical bills for your office and other types of medical providers?
Well, it's a part of my
I'm sorry.
Objection, compound, and hearsay.
Oh,
As to the one part.
So it's my function as a medical director of a surgery center, which I've been for 25 years, to know the fees that are charged at the various institutions like UCLA or Cedar or in similar institutions in the community.
And when you examined Emani Ellis on November 4th of 2022, you performed an examination, you wrote a 4-page report, you reviewed medical records and medical bills, you spoke with the patient for how long approximately?
Well, we maybe spent 45 minutes total with her, but that includes the assistant going in, asking the questions, and then she transcribes it to an iPad, and then I go in the room, I do the examination, I record the results of my examination, and then correct anything on the iPad that I want to add to.
And to write the report of 4 pages, review all the medical records, review all the documents, see the patient, everything. That one day on November 4th of 22, you charged $1,500, is that correct?
That's correct.
And if you were to make that same examination, go through all those steps today, you would actually be charging $2,500, correct?
Objection, leading.
You can.
That's correct.
The fee has gone up because of inflation and the cost of medical care?
Just,
Objection, leading. You can.
Yeah, that's what it costs. That's, you have to.
All right.
Charge
And the medical procedures that you did on February 20th of 23 and March 20th of 23, the 2 procedures, each one you charged $2,500, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And the same procedures today, what would you charge?
Well, it would be approximately $6,500. If you notice in my initial report, that's the amount I quoted, but for some reason it was billed at $2,500. So that was an error, but it is what it is.
So then, in fact, the $2,500 charge should have been $6,500?
Correct.
Twice.
That's what it costs to perform surgery, in a surgery center.
And approximately how long does it take from the time the patient comes into the office, gets prepared for surgery, and is sent home for each of the 2 surgical procedures you did?
Well, approximately 2 to 3 hours.
And the surgery center has to be booked for a certain period of time?
Yes.
And you got to prepare it, do the procedure, clean it, make sure it's good. How long does all that take? How much time do you book the surgery center for? for Ms. Emani Ellis on those?
Well, the
occasions?
2 to 3 hours would not include the technicians, the surgical tech preparing the equipment or the cleanup. That was just the 2 or 3 hours would be the time from the time the patient arrives, fills out their paperwork, the consents are given. We again talk about the risks and benefits of the procedure. We put on topical anesthesia. We let that work. We take them to the operating room. We put on, we induce local anesthesia with injections. We do the procedure. We watch her postoperatively to make sure she doesn't have any allergic reactions or trouble with her skin. And then we make sure she's dressed properly, has postoperative instructions, and then she's discharged.
And there's obviously different types of skin that you deal with in your practice, correct?
Yes.
There's lighter skin, darker skin, rough skin, soft skin. Can you just tell us a little bit of the difference in procedures that you would do to the different types of skin?
Yes. So there's a grading scheme from 1 to 5, and 1 would be a patient with very delicate skin, for example, a redhead, who might have very delicate skin and would not tan at all, it would just burn. So that would be Fitzpatrick 1. And then Fitzpatrick 3 might be Asian patients, Hispanic patients, patients of mixed race, and then up to Fitzpatrick 5, which would be black skin. So depending on the coloration of the skin, that determines what lasers you can use, what procedures you can use in a safe manner.
Okay, and what on that scale, what is Emani Ellis?
5.
5. Okay. Is there a difference? For example, if you take photographs of a patient with 5 on the Fitzpatrick scale, if you take photographs of their skin versus someone with a 1?
Yes, in general, in black patients, the lesions are less visible just because of the coloration.
And when you examined Emani Ellis for the first time on November 4th of 22, did you, with your own eyes and your equipment, you saw the scars, correct?
Yes.
And how many scars did you see?
Well, I saw one main one. That's the one I recorded. But I saw other things that were, differences in the skin, differences in the pores, an adjacent scrape mark. I saw those things as well. But the main thing was that there was one main scar. That was the hypersensitive one.
Okay. Is it your expert opinion that Emani Ellis sustained injuries to her left cheek from fingernail?
Objection, last foundation, speculation.
What is your opinion as to where Emani Ellis obtained the scar on her left cheek?
Well, the most likely.
Assisting.
What was the size of the scar? Did you measure it?
Yes. It was approximately 2 centimeters that I noted. That was the main scar.
Can you tell us approximately how long is 2 centimeters in inches?
Yes, so an inch is 2.5 centimeters, so it's a little less than an inch.
Two centimeters is approximately 1 inch, or a little less?
2.5
2.5 centimeters is 1 inch.
is about an inch, yeah.
Why was it? Why was hypersensitivity important in this case?
Well, hypersensitivity is a very unpleasant sensation, and it's often associated with scars. So my job is not just to make the scar look better, but it is to reduce the hypersensitivity. That's in some respects the most important thing, is to reduce the hypersensitivity in the scar.
And When you examined the scar earlier, you testified that you were of the opinion that the scar came about from from fingernails. Is that correct?
Objection, leading, and this characterizes the judge.
Assistant.
What is your expert opinion as to where the scar came from on Emani Ellis' left cheek?
Well, based on the direction of the scars, based on the fact that there were 2 to 3 scars that were parallel and they were vertically oriented, in other words, up to down, based on the fact that the central scar was the deepest, based on the fact that the central scar started the highest. This is a pattern that is most closely associated with fingernails because the middle finger is longer than the index finger and the ring finger. So when the fingers are drawn down, the middle finger causes the deepest scrape, and the other scars cause a lesser deep scar. And they also begin later than the middle finger, because the middle finger being longest, it grips the skin first. So it's the highest. The central scar is the highest. And the fact that they're parallel is highly suggestive of a fingernail injury.
Is that to a degree of medical certainty?
Yes.
And what does it mean for the jury, if you could explain, what does medical certainty mean when an expert makes that type of
51% or more. It's the most likely explanation. There are other explanations, but this is the most likely explanation.
And in order to formulate your opinion, you reviewed medical records, correct?
Well, I did, but that wasn't as important as the physical.
No, of course. I was going to go through a laundry list of what we did, but why don't you just tell me, what did you do to formulate your expert opinion?
The number one thing I did was examine the patient. That's the number one thing. So I noticed where the scar was. I noticed what symptoms she was having. And that alone, sure, the medical records are helpful. You always review them just in case there's something that might be important if you're doing surgery on somebody later. But the physical exam is the most important thing. That tells you what you need to do with the patient.
In how many cases over the last 30 years, and how many patients have you treated for assault and battery type of incident?
Many hundreds.
And is there an emotional component that goes along with this type of injury?
Objection, outside the scope of his designation, Black's Foundation, culture speculation.
Assistant.
In your medical report under social history, you state post-traumatic stress, anxiety, depression, headaches. Is there any reason why you wrote that?
Well, that's information that the patient gave us. It's not a diagnosis I made. It's the information that the patient gave us.
And future prognosis, it says I would anticipate a 50% improvement in the scar. Was that, did the treatment you provide produce a 50% or more improvement?
I believe it did.
Was your patient happy with the medical treatment that she received?
Objection, culture speculation, Black's Foundation.
You can answer.
Oh, I can answer. Well, she expressed satisfaction with her procedure to me. I'd been very upfront with her that her likely outcome was that the scar would be better, but not gone.
I just want to ask you a few more questions about the medical bills. Your medical evaluation charge of $1,500 on November 4th of 2022. You reviewed that bill, correct?
Yes.
You believe that the medical treatments on November 4th of 2022 in your office were reasonable and medically necessary?
Yes.
Do you believe that the medical treatments in your office on November 4th of 2022 were related to this incident of February 24th of 2018?
Objection calls for speculation, lacks foundation, outside the scope of this designation.
Assisting.
Now, aside from your $1,500 charge and your $2,500 charge times 2 for a total of $5,000, there was also a surgery center charge from Neo Surgery Center. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you reviewed those bills from Neo Surgery Center?
Yes.
Okay. And you told us a little bit about your background. Are the charges of $5,500 for each time you treated Emani Ellis in the surgery center, are those reasonable
Yes.
and medically necessary?
Yes.
Is that to a degree of medical certainty?
Yes.
And are the treatments at Neo Surgery Center related to this incident of 2/24/18?
Yes. I
Objection,
believe so.
again, outside the scope of this designation. Thank you.
Okay. And just so there's clarity on the other 3 bills, the $1,500 one and the $5,000 for 2 procedures, you testified that those were reasonable and medically necessary, correct?
Yes.
Is that to a degree of medical certainty?
Yes.
Do you believe Miss Emani Ellis could benefit from any future type of plastic surgery?
Objection calls for speculation, argumentative as well.
Assisting.
Do you have an opinion as to whether Miss Emani Ellis needs any future medical care in your office?
Same objection, lacks foundation.
Why don't you establish foundation, counsel?
In reviewing all the records and bills from the past that you've seen, and diagnosing the patient and seeing the patient, do you have any opinion as to whether Miss Emani Ellis needs future medical care?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
Assisting.
Do you plan to provide Miss Emani Ellis any future medical treatment?
Objection, speculation, lacks foundation.
Over. You can answer.
Oh. Not currently, but I'd be happy to do it if she asked me to.
What would you be happy to do if she asked you?
Probably more medical micro.
I'll sustain the objection and please disregard what the response was.
Can you tell us a little bit about what future medical care you would want to provide to this patient?
Objection, lacks foundation.
Counsel, establish foundation that there's any basis for him to form an opinion that she needs any future care.
Is there any basis for you to form an opinion that you need future medical care?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
Overruled.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that, please?
She still has scarring.
And what could she get? What could she benefit from?
She could.
Objection, calls for speculation, lacks foundation.
Overruled.
She could benefit from some more medical microneedling.
How many more treatments?
Objection, calls for speculation, lacks foundation.
Assisting.
If she received one more procedure, what would the cost be for the entire process, which would include your charges and the surgery center charges?
Objection, lacks foundation.
Overruled.
Well, it would be approximately $6,500 for the professional fee and then $9,500 for the surgery center fee.
So does that mean that the surgery center cost has also gone up recently?
Yes,
So is that approximately $15,000?
approximately.
And how much better do you believe the scar would be if she received that treatment you just told us about?
Objection, last foundation.
Motion back.
Assisting.
Do you have an opinion as to what benefit the treatment would give Miss Emani Ellis if she had one more microneedling procedure in your office?
Objection, Vice Foundation.
Overruled.
I would estimate she would have an additional 15 to 20% improvement.
Is there any way to get to as close as you can to 100%?
Objection calls for speculation. Vice Foundation.
Sustained.
Do you have an opinion of how Miss Emani Ellis can make her scar better than just 15 to 20%?
Well, she will never.
Sustained. Again, give us out some foundation. The witness knows the answer.
Do you have an opinion as to what type of, well, strike that. Do you have an opinion as to the percentage of improvement that Miss Emani Ellis can have if she has more than just one procedure in your office?
Objection, Vice Foundation.
Overruled.
I can't say. It would take another treatment to determine that. If she had no further benefit, then that would be the end of the treatment. If she had further benefit, then that would justify more treatment.
And then I want to ask you a little bit more about medical treatment on a lien basis. Can you tell us what percentage of your practice do you treat patients on a lien basis?
A very small percentage.
Is it less than 10%?
Probably, yes. I don't know the exact number, but probably, yes.
Most of your patients pay out of pocket themselves they pay cash or credit card, correct?
Objection, Levy.
Overruled.
Yes, they pay, cash, or I have charities, so they pay nothing.
When you treat a patient on a lien basis, does that mean, I'll strike that. When a patient treats on a lien basis, isn't it true that the lien is created simply for your added protection?
Objection, Levy.
Sustained.
Does Miss Emani Ellis owe you in your medical practice $17,500?
Yes,
And no matter what the outcome is of this case, she still owes you that money.
Objection, Levy.
Overruled.
that's correct.
And you've agreed to wait until this case is resolved before pursuing your medical bill?
Objection, Levy.
Overruled.
Yes,
Is that common practice when you treat patients on a lien basis?
yes,
And medical, isn't it true that all types of different medical providers treat patients on a lien basis?
Objection, Levy. Vice Foundation.
Sustained.
Have you seen other types of medical doctors treat patients on a lien basis?
yes,
And you've seen surgery centers do that?
yes,
Pain management doctors?
yes,
Chiropractors?
yes.
Dentists?
I've seen all types of doctors perform surgeries on a lien, yes.
If you can go to exhibit number 5, please, in your book. Are you there now?
I am, yes.
Do you see a report from a Dr. Norman for treatment on July 23 of 25?
Yes,
Did you review this report and bill?
I did.
Is this the most recent medical visit that Emani Ellis received to your knowledge?
I'm sorry?
Is this treatment at Dr. Norman's office the most recent medical treatment that you're aware of?
Objection, Your Honor. This is an excluded
So-
document.
It has not been excluded.
And
The,
Max Foundation.
so you're asking him if he knows whether she saw another doctor after this visit?
In reviewing
How would he know that?
in reviewing the medical records and bills, the 85 pages, I want to establish that this is the last medical visit that the plaintiff has received
How does he know that?
by reviewing the medical records, Your Honor.
The objection sustained.
Isn't it true that after July of 23 of 25, there are no further medical records that you've reviewed?
I don't know.
Did you take photographs of the patient when she first came in on November 4th of 22?
Well, I don't take the photographs, but my staff does.
In reviewing your medical records and bills and reports, did you confirm that Ms. Emani Ellis had photographs taken in your office when she came in on November 4th of 22?
Yes.
And each time she came back, for example, on February 20th of 23 and March 20th of 23, you also took photographs, correct?
Yes.
And because she's a grade 5 as far as the coloration of her skin, the photographs don't do much justice, meaning they don't really show much, correct?
Objection, leading, last one.
Isn't it true that when you saw Emani Ellis on those 3 occasions, you could see the scar a lot better than in photographs?
Objection, leading.
Actually, if in a detailed photograph, you see it very well. So I remember during the deposition, the defense attorney showed me a very detailed picture, and you could see everything.
If you can go to Exhibit 6 in your exhibit book.
Okay.
There's a total of 12 photographs, correct?
Yes.
These are the photographs that you took in your medical office?
Well, these are so low-resolution copies of the photographs. Yes.
And it's hard to see the scar in these photographs, correct?
Well, you could still see it, but it's you don't see detail.
Is it common practice to take photographs of your patients when they come in before they do procedures?
Yes.
Why is that important?
Well, to document what their current status is, and also to document any improvement. And because memory is fallible. So if you have a photograph, I don't always operate on patients right away. Sometimes it's months later. And then I like to have an accurate photograph.
Your Honor, if I may show the doctor some of these photographs in Exhibit 6 on the Elmo.
Well, I don't know that there's any foundation that those are the photographs that you took.
I can ask him, Your Honor, if you want. Will counsel stipulate to the photographs?
Which one?
Why don't we not propose stipulations in front of the jury?
Sorry. Can you look at the blue exhibit book in front of you?
Defendant's exhibit.
Yeah. Defendant Exhibit 228.
Okay.
Request to publish, Your Honor.
I don't know that he's identified. Do you know what the document is?
If you look at this photograph, the color one, is this a better photograph of Emani Ellis' scar?
Yes.
And this is a photograph that was taken in your office on November 4th of 22 by your office staff, correct?
Yes.
And you maintain your photographs in your office as part of your business records?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm requesting to show the witness Exhibit 228 on the Elmo so he can confirm details about this photograph, Your
Any
Honor.
objection?
No, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
going to use a pen, and if you can tell me where on her face you see the scar.
Counsel, there's a pointer there. If you would just want him to get down and give you
Sure.
the pointer on the screen.
There's a pointer there behind you. And if you could just show us where the scar is located.
All right, let's see. So this is a terrible picture. It's sort of like, oh, there you go, that's better. No, it's not good. Okay, there's the main scar here. And this entire area here shows differences in the skin, sort of a general area that's very different from the rest of the skin. And there's a little linear mark here, and there's another one over here. So those are the three marks that I was talking about. This is the main scar down the center, and this is another mark to the side. Here's another mark on this side. So those are the scars, and this is the whole area that's affected. So it has a little bit different, the pores are of different size, and they're a little washed out and a little, they've lost some of the normal undulations of skin, which are called reed pegs. But that happens often with scar.
Okay. And if we look at this this photograph, can you tell that in the photograph, Emani Ellis was wearing some makeup?
It appears she is, yes. She has lipstick, and it appears she's wearing something.
Thank you. And if on the Fitzpatrick scale she was a 1, would the scar be much more visible than it is in this photograph?
Objection, calls for speculation, lacks foundation.
In your medical opinion, did this type of injury cause Ms. Ellis to suffer pain or discomfort?
Objection, lacks foundation, non-specification.
Did Ms. Emani Ellis advise you in your examination of the patient that she suffered pain from this injury?
Objection, hearsay.
Yes.
And if you could just tell us again a little bit about the hypersensitivity, is that associated with any pain?
Yes, it's a dysesthesia, meaning an abnormal sensation that's unpleasant. A dysesthesia.
The procedure that you did it take the hypersensitivity away, to your knowledge?
It reduced it. It did not take it away.
Do you know approximately by what percentage?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
System.
Hearsay.
When you say it reduced it, is that's your expert opinion, correct?
Objection, leading, lacks foundation, calls for speculation, and it's hearsay.
System.
And then I just want to ask you a little bit more about whether the type of injury from fingernails would cause a break in the skin or cause there to be blood. Do you have an opinion about that?
Objection, lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
System.
Would you have expected Emani Ellis, in the type of injury that you see here, to have suffered any blood loss?
Objection, calls for speculation, lacks foundation.
System.
And patients in Fitzpatrick 5, do they have more of a tendency to do their scars become keloids?
Objection, lacks foundation.
Why don't you start with foundation?
Do you have experience with keloids?
Yes.
What is a keloid?
The keloid.
For the cross-examination of Dr. Mulligan, and sir, you're reminded you're still under oath?
Yes.
All right.
Did plaintiff come to you for evaluation or treatment in 2018?
No.
The first time you saw plaintiff was not until 4 years later in November 2022.
Your voice is very soft. Very sorry.
No problem. The first time that you saw the plaintiff was not until 4 years later in November 2022. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the photo that we looked at, Trial Exhibit 228, that was taken in your office before any treatment. Is that correct?
Yes.
It was taken the first time that you saw Ms. Ellis.
Correct.
Could you please open the white binder to Exhibit 4? And looking at the first page.
Yes.
Thank you. This is your medical evaluation document, is that correct?
That's correct.
Everything on the first page of this document was reported to you or your staff by Ms. Ellis, is that correct?
Yes.
So, for example, you're not diagnosing Ms. Ellis with headaches or depression.
Correct.
Okay, and also, according to this medical evaluation document, plaintiff told you or your staff that the scar was caused by another individual who placed their long fingernails with sharp objects in her face. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you ask Ms. Ellis about other possible causes of the scar?
No.
At the time of your evaluation, were you aware that Ms. Ellis had been in a car accident and hit her head in 2021?
I'm not sure if I knew then. I don't think I knew then.
At the time of your evaluation, did you know what Ms. Ellis was doing for a living after she was terminated from her job as a security guard?
No.
Do you recall answering my questions in your deposition in this case?
Yes.
You were under an oath to tell the truth in that deposition, is that correct?
Correct.
Do you recall testifying at your deposition that, based on your examination, the most plausible explanation for plaintiff's scar is that a right-handed person struck downward on plaintiff's left cheek with both the index finger and the middle finger?
Objection, mistakes in testimony is upon.
Overruled.
Yes, roughly. I still believe that to be true.
Sorry. Sorry, Greg.
In your previous answer, you testified that that was roughly what your testimony was at your deposition. But that was your exact testimony, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have the transcript here. I can't remember exactly what I said.
Could we please look at the deposition transcript from page 76, line 9 to page 77, line 3?
Do I have that anywhere? Do you know?
It'll appear on the
Ah.
Any question?
Yeah, I don't have the transcript.
Yeah, I don't produce one. This one I don't have.
It was.
We tried to get it from their court reporter, but they didn't get it to us.
I haven't seen objections in the deposition, so go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor.
In this action, are you offering an opinion as to whether or not the scar that you diagnosed was caused by the defendant in this action?
Well, I can't say it was caused by any one person. If you ask me the most logical explanation, it looks like fingernails to me, striking in a downward direction. That's the most plausible example, or the most plausible explanation for the position of the start of the scars, or the higher position of the right scar. Why, it would be by a right-handed person to the patient's left side of their face, which is the right side that we're observing. Starting at the top, they both start at the right level for one being an index finger, one being a middle finger. The middle finger one is a little deeper and wider, as it would be on a middle finger. And then the index finger continues on down further than the middle finger stretch. So that would be the most plausible explanation for me, given the appearance of the scars and the finding of the scars. That's my opinion.
The only treatment that you provided to Ms. Ellis was 2 sessions of microneedling, is that correct?
Yes.
And that was in 2023?
I'd have to check about the dates, but I believe so.
Microneedling involves the use of a device that looks a little bit like an oversized pen, is that correct?
Well, pens don't look that way. It has a head on it that reciprocates. It has a motor in it, so it's not really like a pen.
It's something that you hold, cylindrically shaped.
Yeah, you hold it in your hand, yeah.
And during each of those microneedling sessions, you moved that device 5 times across the 2 centimeter area that you're describing as Ms. Ellis' scar, is that correct?
Well, I also did areas to the periphery of that as well. So there was as I explained to you in the deposition, there was, and showed on the photograph, there's a larger area of changes of the skin, which I would characterize as scarring. So I did those areas as well. So it wasn't just on the main scar, it was also on the area to the periphery of that scar.
It was not, the microneedling procedure was not done on the plaintiff's entire face, though, is that correct?
No.
I'm sorry, we had a double negative there.
Triple.
You said it. Triple negative.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let's see, I forgot my face.
Did you do it over?
Yeah, thank you. Did you use the microneedling device on the plaintiff's entire face?
No.
And the actual process of moving the microneedling device across the plaintiff's the scar took you no more than 2 or 3 minutes. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's probably a little more, but roughly that.
Neo Surgery Center is your business, is that correct?
That's correct.
You're the sole owner?
The sole owner, yes.
And looking back, this is White Binder Exhibit 1. Turn to page 1.
Which binder, blue or white?
White.
Oh, okay. And what are we looking at? I'm sorry.
This is page 1.
I'm sorry?
Page 1, Exhibit 1-001. Do you see that?
Oh, yes, I see that.
Did you create this document?
No.
Is it correct that the total amount of charges in this case between you and your Neosurgery Center is $17,500?
Yes.
And I believe you testified earlier that $1,500 of that amount was for your initial evaluation. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That leaves a combined total of $16,000 for the 2 microneedling sessions. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's $8,000 per microneedling session?
Well, it was a surgery done in a surgery center with surgery staff, so it wasn't really a microneedling session. It was a surgery.
I'll move to strike as non-responsive.
Granted. Please disregard the past response.
Your fee was $8,000. Scratch that. The combined total was $8,000 per microneedling session. Is that correct?
Do you mean just for the microneedling or for the preparation of the patient and the post-operative care of the patient? I'm not sure. I just don't understand your question.
Are you required to be a board-certified plastic surgeon to perform microneedling?
What kind of microneedling?
Do you recall testifying at your deposition that a nurse practitioner or physician's assistant can perform medical microneedling, the type of procedure that you performed in this instance?
Under certain circumstances and under the supervision of a physician, they would be allowed to perform that. But however, they would not be allowed to perform a surgery independently. So I don't want to conflate the two.
You also testified at your deposition that there's no particular formula that you used to calculate this $16,000 fee. Is that correct?
Well, it's based on my experience as a medical director for 25 years of what the usual and customary fees are for these procedures. So it's not just randomly chosen.
And it's your testimony that the fee you charge is usual and customary in this community? Is that
Yes.
You also testified earlier that the plaintiff was charged for your services on a lien basis. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And by lien basis, do you agree that means that if the plaintiff wins this case and is awarded money, you have a right to collect your fees from the award?
Objection misstates the testimony of the witness.
Overruled.
Well, I don't believe that's what happens. I believe the patient owes the money for the services rendered, regardless of the outcome of the case. So it's not just if the patient wins, it's regardless of the outcome of the case.
Has Ms. Ellis paid you for your services today?
No.
Objection asked and answered.
Overruled.
If Ms. Ellis had come to your office as a patient who didn't have a pending lawsuit and had the exact same procedure done and paid for it then, would you have charged less money than you charged in this case?
Well, there were many aspects of her presentation that would not be found in a typical cash-paying patient. For example, the hypersensitivity of her injury and the nature of her scarring. Those wouldn't be typically found in a cash-paying patient. So how can I equate the fees between someone who has injuries versus someone who comes in for cosmetic purposes?
You can't scratch that. Are you saying that there's no possible hypothetical in which the plaintiff could have come in and presented the same injury and not have been involved in a lawsuit and just paid you cash for your services?
Do you mean pay cash or pay cash 3 years later?
Paid cash.
On the spot?
Yeah.
Yes, they would probably have a discount of approximately 20%.
So in other words, you charge 20% more because this was on a lien basis.
Yes.
No further questions? Oh, sorry. No further questions.
All right, redirect.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Dr. Mulliken, you testified about the injury being caused by a right-hand person or left-handed person.
Objection mischaracterizes the testimony.
Assisting.
Does it, well, strike. Could this injury have been caused by a left-handed person?
Objection lacks
I withdraw the question. In this case, the defendant is a left-handed person. Does that mean that she cannot have caused this injury?
Objection lacks foundation, calls for speculation.
Assisting.
Sorry.
Counsel asked you whether this injury was caused by a right-handed person. Do you remember the question he asked you?
Yes.
I think he was asking what his testimony was.
Did counsel ask you about your testimony in the deposition that you gave on March 27th of 25?
Yes.
And during that testimony, counsel asked you and showed you a small segment of your deposition where you said that this injury was caused by a right-handed person. Do you remember saying that in your deposition?
I said most likely.
The fact that the person is, well, strike that. For example, I'm left-handed. If I take my right hand and I scratch somebody, is that possible?
Objection lacks foundation, outside the scope.
Assisting.
When you said right-handed person, did you mean that the injury, in your opinion, as an expert, was caused by the right hand?
Objection.
Overruled.
No.
What did you mean?
Well, if it's on the left side of the face, the most likely explanation is that it was done by the right hand of the perpetrator, for want of a better word.
And
Just based on the positioning of one person, assuming one person was in front of the other.
and if you look at the perpetrator there,
Objection, Your Honor.
or I'm sorry, I withdraw that. If you look at the defendant, Cardi B sitting there, she has two hands, right?
Objection, Your Honor.
Take a look, doesn't she?
Objection, Your Honor.
Does the defendant have two hands?
You need to wait for the court to rule on the objection. The objection's overruled.
You can look. Please stop.
Yes, she has two hands.
All right. Cardi B, I will represent you as left-handed. in your testimony at the deposition, if you were to take that the way that they want you to take that, it would be impossible for a Cardi B to have caused this injury. However, there's no question. The question is this: isn't it true that Cardi B, who is left-handed, could have used her right hand to scratch Emani Ellis on the date of the incident?
Objection, lacks foundation, outside the scope.
Beyond the scope, counsel.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Is that objection sustained?
When you testified that it happened by a right-handed person, did you mean that the person actually writes with their right
Counsel,
hand?
he said it was most likely caused by. That was his most likely explanation. He didn't say who caused it or how.
When you said most likely caused, did you mean it was caused by someone using their right hand, or the fact that they write with their right hand?
Objection, compound.
That's my question.
My apologies. Objection, compound, lacks foundation, outside the scope.
Overruled.
It doesn't matter. I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. It's just the left side of the face was scratched.
With the right hand.
Typically, if people are facing each other, it would be the right hand. It's hard to reach across with the left hand unless the person was standing to the side, which may or may not have happened. I don't know.
And in this case, the defendant could have used both of her hands to scratch Emani Ellis if she wanted to. Isn't that true?
Objection.
Sustained. He's not a causation expert, I don't think, right?
No. This
Okay, so let's stop talking about causation then.
Okay, sorry. When counsel asked you about microneedling, the fact that it takes 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 1 minute, that is the actual time that you're working on the patient's face when you're doing that procedure, correct?
Objection.
Well, not really.
Overruled.
Yes, not really at all, because you can't just walk up to somebody and stick a needle in their face. You have to prep them. You have to make sure you're working on the right side of the face. You have to make sure your equipment is there. You have to make sure that the person is calm, that they're numb, that they've been numbed by topical agent, then that they've been numbed by a needle with lidocaine in it, and the patient is comfortable. They're adequately protected against lumps and bumps on the exam room chair. So you can't just walk up to somebody and cut their face. You have to do all this preparation. That's part of the surgery. And as part of the surgery, after the surgery, to make sure they don't have an allergic reaction or they don't have, welts resulting or a burn injury that is incurred. All those are part of the surgery. It's not just walking up and cutting someone in the face. Yes, the actual pressing of the button might take 3 minutes, but without the proper preparation or the proper follow-up, it's not a surgery.
And in this case, when you saw the patient on the 2 times on February 20th, 23 and March 20th of 23, you performed surgery on this patient, correct?
Yes.
This was not an outpatient medical.
Sorry.
Was this an outpatient? Well, sorry, I withdraw that. This was an outpatient surgery, correct?
Objection, outside the scope.
Overruled.
So a surgery means that you're in an operating room with a certain level of accreditation, and you have a scrum technician, and you have a registered nurse, and you have a doctor. So those are necessary for the procedure to be performed as it is. And that's very different from doing a cosmetic microneedling where the depth is 1/2 of a millimeter, not 2 millimeters. So 1/2 of a millimeter doesn't break the skin. It doesn't draw blood. But when it's 2 millimeters, that's as deep as the microneedling goes. That goes through the dermis and causes blood. So that's very different than a cosmetic microneedling. It's totally different. And it's done in a different setting. So you can't confuse the two. They may be called microneedling, but they're very different. One is a surgery, one is an outpatient procedure done for cosmetic purposes.
And for the 2, if you can look at your exhibit book number 4 in the white binder.
Yes.
4-005.
for 4-006. That's a 2-page document which says operative note.
Yes.
And if we go to the one before it, I'll strike it. When you wrote the operative note, is that the same type of operative note you would write for other types of surgeries, such as breast augmentation or nose surgeries?
Objection, irrelevant, outside the scope.
And back to the 3-minute question that you were asked earlier. From the 3 minutes, if we were to subtract the 3 minutes out of the whole procedure from the start to finish, how much time elapsed when Emani Ellis came to your office and left, if you understand the question?
Estimated at 2 to 3 hours.
2 to 3 hours?
Yes.
And you were required to use your operating room during those 2 to 3 hours?
Yes, the operating room or the recovery area.
And you used local anesthesia?
Use topical anesthesia first and then local anesthesia.
Okay, and the reason you charge 20% more for patients that are treated on a lien basis, is that because of the fact that you're required to wait for payment?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
Yes, 3 years. You have to wait 3 years.
Okay, and in this case, not only have you had to wait for 3 years, you also have to suffer the consequences of the fact that the bill was billed $4,000 less, according to your earlier testimony, times 2, correct?
Objection, legal lies foundation.
Earlier you testified that your bills of $2,500 should have been billed at $6,500, is that correct?
That's correct. That's my fault. That's my.
And
that's my
if the procedure is going to be done again, or at this time the same procedure was done, it wouldn't be $6,500, it would be $9,500?
Objection, outside the scope.
And at this point, Ms. Emani Ellis owes you $17,500 for the 2 surgeries and the office visit that she had with you and all of the paperwork and reports that you've created related to this case?
I believe so, yes.
Thank you.
All right, recross?
Nothing here.
All right, any questions from the jury? You want to write those out? I think these questions are fine to ask.
Judge, I'm sorry, can I add one?
Sure.
Sorry about that.
No problem. All right, some of these overlap, and so I'll try and combine them. Did you see any evidence of a scratch on the nose?
No.
Can you tell whether the scar that you examined was caused by jewelry?
It could have been. The most likely explanation, given the trajectory, is fingernails, but it could have been jewelry.
All right, can you offer an opinion as to the approximate age on the scar on her left cheek?
It's impossible to know because after roughly a year, the scar is mature, so it really wouldn't change very much, so you can't tell the age of the scar.
You used the term medical necessity, or I think it was asked during a question. What is your definition of medical necessity?
If the patient is likely to derive a benefit from a procedure, then you could say there is medical necessity, if they're likely to derive a benefit from it.
Generally, can a scar form without breaking the skin?
Yes, a scar can form by scrapes or by breaking the skin, either one. But it definitely can occur in superficial scratches.
So the court's going to ask its own follow-up with regard to that. So can you describe how a scar can, or what the difference is between an abrasion and actually breaking the skin?
So the skin has basically the epidermis, which is the recycling layer, and then the dermis, which is the thick layer. Most of the blood supply is in the subdermal plexus, just below the dermis. That's where the main blood supply is. So the bleeding typically happens most when that dermis is completely breached. So a laceration that went all the way through the epidermis to the dermis and down to the subdermal plexus, that would cause a lot of bleeding. But for example, when we harvest a skin graft, for example in a burn patient, we go through the dermis. So we take a thin piece of the dermis and it's a bloodless plane, meaning there's not a lot of bleeding when you go through the superficial dermis. But yet we know that people who donate have a donor area for burns, that area can scar considerably, even though the dermis is never perforated. So yes, a minimal dermal injury may not bleed, but can produce scarring.
I think you identified a scratch and then some additional scratches on the cheek. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is it your opinion that all of the scratches came from fingernails?
Well, that's the most likely scenario given the patient's history. Could it have been a dwarf with sharp toes who jumped up? Possible, not likely. But it could have been most likely fingernails. But there are many other things that would leave 3 linear marks. But just given the patient's history, that's the most likely scenario.
And I'm going to just rephrase this question. Is it fair to say that when you agree to treat on a lien, you're deferring payment until the resolution of the pending litigation?
Yes. So we defer, we defer the patient paying the bill until the case has settled.
But it's fair to say that, at least according to the terms of the lien, that the patient is responsible regardless of the outcome of the litigation?
Yes, the patient is responsible for the bill.
All right, thank you. Plaintiff's counsel, do you have any follow-ups based on those questions?
Just one. One minute, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Do you have any evidence that this scar could be caused by a car accident? Any medical record, anything at all?
Objection.
A car accident.
Outside the scope of this designation.
I agree, but I'll allow the question.
I don't have any evidence, one way or the other.
Thank you.
All right, anything from the defense?
Well, I know, please. Thank you.
All right, can this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, doctor.
Thank you.